prefer the truth over a lie.
I want the truth. No matter how people may feel, I want the truth. I know but it is what it is. I want the truth. And you can keep living along with your lies. I want the truth. Who cares what the people are saying? I want the truth. Every night and every day, I want the truth. And you can keep living along with your life. Give me the truth. Don't wanna hear it if it ain't the truth. Stop living in fear and give me the truth. And you can keep living your life a whole life. I want the truth. I'm not afraid, I want the truth. Cause I'm finna play, I want the truth. And you can continue living your life alive.
Hey, Picasso, legend. Hey, yeah. I just woke up, fucked up, need a belly truck. Bad little bitch, give her taste, then she fell in love. Let go, they just copy us, they not built like us. Do say, need another cup, bitch go pull me up. Mosh pit, they can't stop shit, op shit, you on that op shit. Fucking with my money, nigga, that's my fucking profit. Think I might just sign to the rock, bitch. Think I might just went through the process. You ain't learned shit, little nigga, you a novice. To make it out, there's no other option. She only talk nice when we shopping. I don't gotta say too much, niggas know I'm rocking, man. I just woke up, fucked up, need a belly truck. Bad little bitch, give her taste, then she fell in love. Let go, they just copy us, they not built like us. Do say, need another cup, bitch go pull me up. Mosh pit, they can't stop shit, op shit, you on that op shit. Fucking with my money, nigga, that's my fucking profit. Think I might just sign to the rock, bitch. Second Cody, it's a sweet life, I got no idols. Mary Jane, married to the money like a bridal. DOA on arrival, no suicidal. The game need me, my verses, they way too vital. It's a side note, blessing verses like disciples. They say I'm hot now, might as well just be a pyro. Pass it to the team, yeah, that pussy going viral. Put her on TikTok, but I don't got no time, ho. I ain't got no fucking time. Hey, let's get it.
Wake up! Yeah, it's Jeff, man. Yeah, it's time for introspection and reflection. You know what I'm talking about? Hear me out. It's time to see us in a better place. Never knew an easy way. I'm not a follower, I choose to lead my own fate. All this conversation about change and feeling patient. So immersed on the side, we may settle on tomorrow. It's time to see us in a better place. Never knew an easy way. I'm not a follower, I choose to lead my own fate. All this conversation about change and feeling patient. So immersing on the side, we may settle on tomorrow. Just yesterday I spoke to chat about why Black Lives Matter around the table with executives on health business.
You're here with us, so what's the fuss? I mean, those things are gone. Don't get me wrong. Keep holding on. Why?
I nearly choked, so surreal, I'm in the deal. Gather my thoughts, suppressing feels, calm expression, cause the stress kills. Self-awareness is my power as I keep it real. It's the open wound most will never seek to heal. I don't profess, I just confess, it's my personal guilt. Until my color don't matter, you can't express on what I feel. Past years we seen with Black Americans a deal. Names change, but the circumstances still the same. Whether it's Martin, Brown, Arbery, or Floyd, it paints a view on being American. The black men and boys try to speak in positive ways to my son, but I'm annoyed. You let him see me overcome, reverting ways of self-destroy. Time to see us in a better place. Never knew an easy way. I'm not a follower, I choose to lead my own fate. All this conversation about change and feeling patient. So immersing on the side, we may settle on tomorrow. Time to see us in a better place. Never knew an easy way. I'm not a follower, I choose to lead my own fate. All this conversation about change and feeling patient. So immersing on the side, we may settle on tomorrow. Despite politics, we all believe in basic humanity. We can agree on civil shit, it's the structures you can't see, that's privilege. Ability to walk with community. Never have concern on how your children live and learn. Bust my ass over the years, lays a path for me to burn. Always knew that money talks in better circles the more you earn. Kept it quiet on the low, accumulated skills to grow. Somehow, someday, I told myself my purpose was show. No looking back, but won't forget I'm not a hypocrite. When I was young, this shit was dumb, I was a ticking time bomb. Picked up a hustle from the streets where people run from. By 16, I'm a martyr, quit and murder from an argument. Still tight, kinda life from what I see, that's what I be. Can't escape what's all around me, learn to swim before it drown me. Couple of G's looked at family, saw them make us something greater. Took some time to walk through life cause all the structures made up. It's time to see us in a better place. Never knew an easy way. I'm not a follower, I choose to lead my own fate. All this conversation about change and feeling patient. So immersing on the side, we may settle on tomorrow. Time to see us in a better place. Never knew an easy way. I'm not a follower, I choose to lead my own fate. All this conversation about change and feeling patient. So immersing on the side, we may settle on tomorrow. Until this peace of all sleep, people die in these streets. Every day, if not week, pull my liquor before I speak. So they spirits sit with me, know my team get me. If I can't express when they hit me, why this gift with me? So much is spoken yet unheard, I contemplate what it deserves. Choice of words too important for exposed nerves. Black lives matter, we can agree on nouns and verbs. Matter of fact, let's start with that, change amendments first. Then watch how structures fall. It's the men who wants to shackle us all. Oppressed oppressors, we all searching justice. Got concerns on what you lose, I got concerns on right to choose. I still tie my laces how you tie your shoes. I appreciate you listening, but it's time to move. With new rules and better tools to educate the fools. I know it's hard to play with games when you create the game. It's like a winner saying, I know it hurts, don't lose a game. It's time to see us in a better place. Never knew an easy way. I'm not a follower, I choose to lead my own fate. All this conversation about change and feeling patient. So immersing on the side, we may settle on tomorrow. Time to see us in a better place. Never knew an easy way. I'm not a follower, I choose to lead my own fate. All this conversation about change and feeling patient. So immersing on the side, we may settle on tomorrow.
Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that is how we from. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that is how we from. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that is how we from. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that is how we from. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that is how we from. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that is how we from. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that is how we from. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that is how we from.
This where we from, with the love, the people, the music, we all come as one. What have you done? Folks, they just talking like they, I just busted or something. I got problems day to day, my people dying, got my family watching, and the haters writing. Just realize I'm in a better place, gonna write it out till I'm finished, man, and that's work. Niggas now talking like they gonna do it bigger. Hey, you lady in the back, now they hurt. Dog, look at that, try to blow up a cell while she all on T. Wait, I've been on the grind, so it's all on me. What's the steez? People try, but it can't complete. I be damned if I ain't the one that can't complete, cause I came from a place where the bombs see, real talk.
Real talk. Real talk. Sunday, 12/11/2022. What is going on, Mo family? How you doing? Nick Mo's 05 Gaming Podcast, and the family is here, y'all. How y'all doing, man? Y'all know I'm gonna get to roll call. I got a lot of things to talk about. Interesting show. Myself, I don't like, going through these things. I got topics, okay, I go through, but we got to get to the bottom of this because we got to get it figured out. Okay, we got to get it figured out. So I would like to start with the roll call, man. Let's go through it. Let's go through the roll call. Everybody. Okay, my man Shane, first one dropped in. Shane. My man Shane got the best last name in the business, y'all. If you don't know, for all the podcast listeners out there, if you guys have not listened to the podcast, listen to it on the road. Listen up, but come on, leave some reviews. I've seen some reviews, but leave more. Okay. Shane Cockburn is in the house. Woo! Different sounds. You gotta switch it up. I want to drop the bomb. I used to drop the bomb, but y'all know the whole story with that. Shane Cockburn, I see you. Everybody should know. Admin Joe, G.I. Joe is in the house. Joe, good to see you, man. I just seen my man JTO. Just shot. Yo, we got something. Hold up. Roll call. This G.I. Joe. If y'all don't know, he got the YouTube channel, Dante's Italian Bistro, Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. Check it out. All that. Shouting you out. My man Dead Specimen. Y'all, this is the young OG, one of two. Okay, him and Kyle. I get him the heads up. PK used to be in there. PK, you fell out. But that's still my man. Rainy's still my man. Don't play with him. But shout out Dead Specimen. Dr. Specimen, sir. How are you doing, sir? Hope you're doing good. And as always, fellas, we got to do this. I know y'all might not like to do this, but I think it's only respectful because there's so many hard legs in the building. We always got to get a respect to the females. So shout out to the ladies. Oh, I felt the ladies. I felt the lady energy. I see what they mean by the estrogen enters you when you start doing, I felt it, girls, okay? Shout out to the ladies tuning in. Chelsea's Way. Thank you, okay? MGR, the man gets down to business. Micro Gaming Repairs is in the house. Gave you a bunch of Mario jumps, all right? They might, I'm surprised they haven't flagged me for the Mario sound. Nintendo gets serious, all right? Anybody I'm leaving out? Now, I don't want to leave out. Oh, my man. Now, y'all watch out. This guy right here, y'all. This guy right here, I'm going to let y'all know. This guy's ready for it, man. He's the dude that's the troublemaker, all right? Not in a bad way, though. Some people, trouble just finds them. Sometimes they speak on things they shouldn't be speaking on, but nobody else was speaking on them. Sometimes they jump in and say things that's a joke, and it ain't time to play. Somebody does it. My man BB is in the house. BB, he don't care. He don't care. My man, oh man. One of the realest. One of the realest. You guys, all right now, a moment of silence for my man Magnus. Silence for you, Magnus. Kudos, we give it all to you. Okay. JTO, JTO, you back, man. About time, JTO. Where you been? Where you been, JTO? It's all good. I'm not going to hound you. You here. That's all that matters. That's all that matters, my man. I don't care about none of that. All right. So, we got a real interesting show today. Okay? This has been something that has been mentioned to me for a while, all throughout the week. I could have went live earlier to discuss it, but have so many things. And I'm gonna tell y'all, it's not understated when I say I got a lot of things going on. Believe me, the vision is bigger than what any of y'all know. Okay. Oh, my man, Bedhead Gaming. Shout out. If y'all don't know, Bedhead Gaming was having some struggles with Facebook, man. Facebook Gaming. Y'all need to step it up. Okay, Bedhead Gaming. Check him out, too. My man be playing some good games. I think he was playing, what were you playing? Elden Ring? God of War? I think it was God of War. Check out Bedhead Gaming. We go way back like Ajax, Flapjacks. I was going to say Crack Sacks. We're going to keep that up. All right, so that's my man, Bedhead Gaming. Before we get into the smoke, I'm just going to go ahead first and announce the winner of the Nick Moses 05 Gaming podcast that I have every week on Twitter. And that is Florin TO or Florin _ TO 27. Man, I wish I had some I need a new music for the winter, dun, 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 dun. So I'm gonna give you something, man. We just gonna see how it goes. All right. Damn, I should have. Hey, let's give it up. Just the winner. Got it. Florin, don't pay no attention to me. My sounds are terrible. I didn't even get a chance to mess with them. I wanted all the wrestling sounds and all that. I didn't even get to that. Man. Bedhead, shout out to you, man, as always. But Florin _ TO 27 did get to pick whatever game they wanted from the Steam Keys list. It is a Steam Keys list that's over 300 games. If you are interested, please go to my Twitter page, NickMo05. That's NickMo05. You can see the tweet. Like, follow, retweet. Very simple. You are entered. I pick someone every week. This week it was only 81 entries. My man Florin took home. And some of those games, by the way, $100, their collections, all types of things. So please stay tuned for that. Florin, congratulations, man.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Sipping the margaritas early. Okay, the margaritas. You call it margaritas. You don't call it a margarita. You call it the margaritas. Okay, with an S. Now, I just want to get to it, man. I think I'm going to get to it. Let's do it. All right, let's get to the smoke. It's what everybody wants. It's what everybody wants to talk about. This is what I was hearing all week. My damn wheel on my chair is busted. Excuse me. God damn it. All right, there we go. I'm getting a new chair, too, so don't even forget. It's going to be a new color because this one's green. I don't know why I got a green chair with a green screen. It was the dumbest decision I've ever done. But believe me, I didn't know what I was doing before I got into all this. All right? So, nonetheless, I've had someone message me I want to say beginning of the week over this huge incident that we spoke about that all started last week on the podcast. And I want to go ahead and just go back for everyone who did miss that. So I can go ahead and explain very quickly that part, and I'll explain where we are now. I'll give my perception of both sides. I would like to bring on the gentleman who actually stated his claim, and then I anybody else who like to speak their part. I would like to bring everybody in, and then we could go from there. Okay. So last week we were talking about my man Eric. Shout out Eric. I'm saying his name because that's still my dog. All right, don't matter what happens. Sometimes I ain't gonna go into that now. I was about to go into some jail stuff. In jail, you never know who your homie is. You got to watch your back. It'd be the last one you expect to save. Y'all seen the movie Crash? Okay. But my man Eric. My man Eric was being ridiculed. He was being spit on. Elbow drop from the top rope. Randy Savage style. Not Savage, Savage. He was being dragged. Family, wife, information posted on a public page. He was frustrated. But the reason for this being done was because at the time there was work needing to be done on a Nintendo Switch. Now, some parties agreed with what was going on. Some parties didn't agree. Some people had understanding. Some did not. But nonetheless, last week, we were able to discuss all this. Okay? We were able to bring Eric on. We were able to bring the other individual, Kevin, on. We were able to come to some understanding. And the understanding that we came up to, and I'm not sure if that was last week, maybe in the week before last. Okay, because last week it was, yeah, you're right. It was the week before last. But nonetheless, they came to some understanding. Okay. And the understanding was Eric said, yo, I'm going through some things right now, as anybody can. Now, the difference with Walmart, Best Buy, Geek Squad, any of these places you're taking it to, they got employees all over different stores, different locations you can go to. But when you're dealing with these type of installs, you're dealing with single individuals. So if anything happens, you got to deal with that individual. He said, I'm dealing with issues. Time goes on. Now, I hear about this story way later. So as things develop on the podcast, they say, hey, the total time, it's been months since this guy's been out without his Nintendo Switch. They come to the agreement that Eric says, you know what? I'm getting things together. I'm going to go ahead and fix your switch and set up everything just the way we agreed to. And I'm going to send it to you and we can square everything away, right?
Can you dig it, sucker?
I can dig it. And that's where everything left off. Okay. So, through the grapevine, I like to say, I've heard a lot of different things, but one thing I did hear was that this transaction was completed. The Nintendo Switch was sent to Kevin. Now, this is where we're at. So, I want to go ahead and just let everybody know from this point, being that I preference everything then, where we are now. Because now it seems like, to be honest, everything's hit the fan. I heard people saying I'll ride to people's houses. I literally heard people saying they're gonna ride to the house. And Leroy, I meant to get the rest of the sounds, man. I'm slipping on my Pippen. I'm slipping on Scottie Pippen. I've been just slip. You're gonna make me find that on there, but nonetheless, this man sent the Nintendo Switch to Kevin, and he has received it. And that is where I thought everything ended. I felt great. Said, Nick, you were part of a great story. This is what your channel is here for, to come out and speak out on these things. Therefore, everybody, we could be fucking kumbaya, kumbaya. We could be all that shit. All right. It might be a little rough. We might have to have some tough discussions, but we get there, right? Lo and behold, this one did not end like that. Actually, this one ended way worse than I thought it was going to end it. It ended where somebody could physically get hurt, man. I'm concerned. There are people involved, so let's get to it. Now, I am going to speak on what I have heard. Then I'm going to bring the individual on. I think I've covered all the past stuff. So, from my understanding, the individual Kevin has received the Nintendo Switch Splatoon OLED, right? This is a special OLED a lot of people talk about. The Splatoon OLED not being available anymore, being like a collector's item. You're not being able to find it anywhere else, right? That's what some people are saying. I don't look for it. No, it's not me. I got enough Nintendo Switches here. I want to throw this light somewhere. I got some, but I got them all over, right? So this Splatoon OLED was the one that was sent out originally to Eric to set up. And Eric sent the Switch back. But before the Switch was sent back, there were, let's say, a problem happened to the Nintendo Switch OLED. There was a problem. That's why this delay occurred in the first place. So he did have to wait until he got another Switch, a new Switch, a brand new one. And that one was sent to Kevin, right? It's brand new Switch OLED that was sent to Kevin. Everything was set up perfectly. From my understanding, system works. Can get online. Kevin has some discrepancies. And these are Kevin discrepancies, which I'll let him come on and speak for himself as well. But he did kind of preference some things to me right before we came on here. Okay. Kevin receives the systems. Kevin has a complaint that the system is not the same Splatoon OLED that he originally sent Eric. And if it wasn't the original, he expected the new one to be a Splatoon OLED version. Through research, Kevin was able to determine that the motherboard and information on the serial number on the Nintendo Switch and the casing did not match. So to Kevin's, he's thinking, what is going on? Something's not right. Now, I haven't gone into as far as how good the system's working, all that can get, that's something we'll talk about when he gets here. Let him speak for himself. Okay. But that's his complaint. His complaint is it's not. On top of that, he says there is scratches on his screen protector that he took images of that are physical damages to the system. Now, in return, Kevin said, this does not feel right. This is not right. He, in return, goes to PayPal to get his money back. Now, I want to say, he said he did not go directly and just try to get all his money back. He actually wanted to work something out with Eric, some sort of compensation, some meeting ground where they could both agree on a number that he would compensate for those things. And he said that Eric would not compensate those things. And for that reason, he went through the claim with PayPal. The claim with PayPal has agreed that Kevin is not only entitled to his money back for what he paid for, he's also entitled to money for the shipping and also the setup that's done on a Nintendo Switch. So that Kevin, in the end, he said, hey, I got a Nintendo Switch. I got my money. Kevin says, I feel fine with the way this scenario ended for my time and everything that it's taken. At least I've been able to get a Nintendo Switch and I have money, so I don't feel like I'm at a loss. That is Kevin's side. Now, let me explain Eric's side. Okay? Eric has been going through issues even before we got to this point, which is something we talked about on the stream. So that's something we covered. Okay? So at this point, Eric has said, you know what? Through all that, I now say from this point, I agree moving forward, let's work on getting you this new Switch OLED and getting you set up correctly and the Switch sent out to you. Eric purchases a brand new OLED Switch. And JTO, thank you for the subscribe. Thank you for the subscribe, JTO. Shout out to you, man. Real OG. So he goes out and purchases a brand new Nintendo Switch OLED. Okay. He then, in returns, gets the OLED, does the setup as required by Kevin. He then, in return, has to keep the broken board or the one that had issue. Not sure if there's anything that happened with that, if there's any fix with the board. Not sure what's going on there. But this new one is what he's looking forward. You know, he's trying to get this to Kevin. They have been talking, okay? And Kevin has agreed, hey, I'm liking what you're showing me. Eric has been showing videos, showing the system working, okay? Showing different things along the way. And Kevin has agreed along each step, okay? He then sends the system to Kevin. Kevin then gets the system. I'm not sure, because I have not heard this from Eric. It's just something we could probably find out later. But from my understanding is that next thing Eric knows is that his PayPal is negative the entire amount of the transaction. Probably, I don't know. I had it somewhere here, and we could go through the receipts if we got to. $480 some. Who knows? Everything. That's shipping, the setup, the everything. There is everything. So from Eric's side, he's very pissed because not only he feels like, okay, I made the mistake at the front. That's my bad. But now he feels as though he has completely done work, rendered services, and he has not been paid one dime for any services rendered. And in fact, he has been charged for shipping. So he has not only been taken advantage of, he's also had his shipping money taken that he also feels like he doesn't rightfully owe. Okay. There we go. So I laid out everything there. I don't think there's much I'm missing from there. Okay. I want to get into the details. So, what I will do is I will go ahead and see if we can get Kevin on the line now. Okay. I'm going to see. Facebook Messenger sometimes works good. We can go ahead and just give a call to Kevin. Let's see how this goes. Hello, Kevin. You there? Oh, here, Kevin. This is my mistake. Now we should be able to hear you. Kevin, can you speak so we can make sure we can hear you okay? Can everybody hear Kevin okay? All right. I just want to make sure we get to it. All right. Can everybody? So, Kevin, so we got to know. We got to know. So, Kevin, just go ahead and give us a mic check 212. Kevin. Okay. We get I'm seeing you and I actually hear you. So for me, everyone else should be hearing it, but I just want to see if everyone else. So far, we got a couple no's. We can't hear him. No sound from Kevin. Yeah, you're talking. I can hear you. Not only that, I have wavelength here, which actually, when you talk, it shows your voice through the browser. I'm actually seeing your voice carry, but nothing at all. So no one's. Yeah, very strange, Kevin. So what we'll go ahead and do, Kevin, is one moment. I want to see if we can do this. We may bring you in. So, did you try the restream before, Kim? What happened when we did the restream last time? All right, so it doesn't allow it on the phone. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try another way here. So just bear with me, Kevin. Um, I'm just gonna put the restream link here. And he can't do the restream link through his phone, guys. Okay, so that's kind of the problem we're dealing with. Messenger, I thought, it worked before. And I'm not sure, but no one can hear you. And I'm looking right here. So we're going to do this. I'm going to try something. Bear with me. So we're going to put you on. Let's go to Messenger. I'm going to try to add your sound at its own individual source. So bear with me. Bingo. Okay. Voice chat, and let's go here. And now we're gonna pick. Let's see if this works. Chrome is set up under browser. It's working good. So let's do this. Voice chat. Bingo. Kevin, can you give us another mic check 212? Can anybody hear him? How is it working? Yo, is it working? Do we got anybody? Chat. How we sounding? Can anybody hear him okay? Because I can hear you just fine. I got Dr. Specimen says no, still no sound. Yeah, we'll go ahead and try that again. All right, so everybody, not sure, man. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna try. So everybody can, right? If not, I'm gonna just answer my phone, and I got my phone right next to me. We'll do it straight, old school style. If it don't work, yo, 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 yo. Let me turn on my stream. Right next to me. Hold up. Yo, 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 yo. Nah, I can't hear you, bro. I'm with them. I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna see if I can change the. Look, I'm trying. I'm working with you, man. All right, here we go. Now we got the sound check. I'm gonna turn it back up. No, I'm not hearing you, man. I'm not. Yo, and it's weird because hold on, man. It's gotta be. It worked perfectly, man. Worked perfectly last. I'm gonna go to device settings. Let me see if I can change this up. Audio output. It is set to. All right, that's right. Let's set the
That's weird.
wavelength browser, your microphone, Elgato Wave. That's right. Camera, the screen. We got all that done. Yo. All right. So from my end, it looked good from my end, man. Let's give a test. Give me another test, Kevin.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
All right. So from my end,
Nothing.
Let's give a test. Give me another test. Here we go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, they can hear you. I heard you.
Is it working now?
I think I just figured it out, man. Oh. Yo,
Perfect.
there we go. Okay, I got to dig into the device settings. I had to change a couple things up, man, on the Facebook call. But nonetheless, we should be good, man. So, Kevin, perfect. We got you. Everybody can hear you fine. All right. So, Kevin, first of all, man, Kevin, how you doing today, man?
I've been better. Been better.
All right. I hear you on that. And Kevin, we spoke. He said, fire your ABT. So, Kevin, we spoke earlier, and you were explaining some of the things. I know I did not get all the details, but I would like you to speak on those details yourself, because I know there's certain things that, we probably didn't even have enough time to go into. But Kevin, first of all, just what is your whole synopsis of everything first? Let's say that.
Okay. Well, first, I want to say this. I have nothing against anybody in this group or in your podcast. This is between Eric and myself. This is my experience with Eric. He was in the group on a trusted installer list, right? I think there needs to be more like accountability there. What I mean by that is there's no difference between his actions and the actions of a different individual. Both of them did a lot of shady stuff. Everyone says Eric isn't JJ. If that's true, how come Eric pulled this shady stuff on me? Eric lied. He told me since he destroyed my brand new OLED Splatoon 3, that he will be giving me a brand new replacement Splatoon 3 OLED. And I remember that we talked 2 weeks ago, and he said it on your guys' podcast, and I sent you guys proof of the whole conversations about all that. That didn't happen. After me waiting almost 3 months and dealing with his stories about God knows everything that's going on, I finally received it, right? Just to find out that the whole front tablet is all scratched up. It is the same system with the same serial numbers with a different motherboard from a normal OLED. When I called him out on his actions, I requested that I wanted half the money back I paid for, since he did not keep his word and he lied. And the product wasn't 100% quality. Eric told me no. So let this be very clear. I was trying to be civilized with this individual, Eric. He didn't want to actually work with me at all. Eric's trying to paint this picture to everyone that I'm the bad guy and I'm trying to scam him and blah, blah, blah. Get out of here with that drama. If anything, he's the real scammer here. What I mean by that is what I'm about to say maybe not be true, maybe be false. Wherever he bought this replacement Switch from, he can easily go return it and get his money back. So who's the real scammer now? I bet if I didn't make this post and put Eric on blast on social media and contacted his wife or ex-wife, I would never seen my Switch ever. I'm starting to think that I should have been better off sending it to another individual from the very beginning who does a 24-hour turnaround, who actually cares about his customers, who cares about customer service. So at the end of the day, business is business. Case closed.
Okay.
And so I sent you pictures and I sent you videos. So if you can bring those pictures up.
Bring some of those pictures up now that you mentioned.
That'll be great, because you can see where he texted me, I did something to your normal OLED. I I'm gonna get you a brand new one. I have buddies that work for GameStop. They will get things for me. I got you. You're gonna be getting the brand new one. You're not getting back the same serial number. Everything's gonna be brand new. Okay. How come when I open it, it's the same serial number from the front and the back? What I mean by front and back is I have the whole box, right? The box serial number matches the back of the whole OLED. But when you turn it on, it's a different serial number. And that's how I found out that motherboard belongs to a normal OLED. It's not even a limited edition OLED at all. It's a normal OLED board.
Now, we have an image on screen, Kevin. What is this a picture of? We'll go through the images.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, if you're looking on screen now, I got it on my screen.
Those are scratches on the switch. It's on like the whole switch front plate and on the screen protector.
Okay. All right, let's move on. I want to go through, make sure we're getting these right here. All right, it's that picture of like more scratches here as well.
Yep.
Is that what you're showing?
Yep, more scratches on the whole front plate.
Okay.
And that's how it was when I received it. I opened it and I looked.
Okay. So this here, are you referring to like these scratches here?
Yep, on the top corners.
Okay. Now, these are things that I take it when you sent the Nintendo Switch, it was brand new.
Yep, brand new out of box. I put a brand new $30 like screen protector on it from like Best Buy, and you see that he scratched the living shit out of it. And to be honest, that's probably what happens when you leave my Switch in your buddy's shop for X amount of months, and probably it's all tossed around.
Okay, and you're showing these. So these scratches, are you pretty much showing like different corners of the Nintendo Switch?
Different corners. And then I made a 30-second video and sent to you. Okay, to prove to you guys that I'm not BSing. Like, he sent me the same stuff back.
Let's locate this video.
And if anyone's entitled to compensation, it should be me for my time and money that was wasted for the past 3 months.
All right, there we go. We're going to play this video. So let's do this one here. So I think this is the video right here. All right, I want to make sure we got sound as well. All right, so let's go ahead and play the video. And if anyone can't hear it, you can let me know. So now, as we dig into that, so what you're stating is that when you notice this, well, let me ask you this. When you first noticed that, what went through your mind at that moment? Let me ask that, Kevin.
That I got scammed and I was seriously lied to about what he did and what he was going to do. And as a man, when you give somebody your word, you're going to take care of it. After making them wait 3 freaking months, you're going to keep your damn word. Because without your word, you're nothing but a boy that lies. And if I offend anybody by saying it, I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. So
no, speak your mind. I want you to always speak your mind, man. And one thing,
and I'm telling you right now, I should have went with damn BB, bro. Honestly, bro.
Now, so when you got, so let me ask you this about the Nintendo Switch. Now, you have Nintendo Switch, and we're going to cover the PayPal and other things. So with the Nintendo Switch now, let me ask, performance, is it working? Are you noticing anything? How was the performance of the Nintendo Switch?
I haven't even turned it on, to be honest. Besides to turn it on to show you guys.
Okay. Besides the Nintendo Switch not turn it on, what are your plans to do with it? Being that you got one, it's set up. What is the end plans for Nintendo Switch?
No idea yet.
Okay. Now, Kevin, one of the things that you mentioned is, trying to resolve it with getting an amount back.
Yeah.
And you couldn't resolve it that way. And
No.
you had to go through PayPal.
Yes.
Can you speak more about that?
Yes. When I received it, right after I checked it all out, because honestly, somebody called this. I'm not going to mention who, but somebody mentions this is what's going to happen because in the picture, there's a normal OLED box. I'm like, no, bro, that's not going to happen. Eric's not going to do me like that after making me wait X amount of months. I open it. I'm like, okay, the whole front screen protector scratch. He said that he will send me a like new one. I didn't care. But then I noticed that it's the whole front plate. That's what pissed me off. And then what pissed me off the most is when I checked it, I'm like, okay, it's the same serial number that matches my box. That shouldn't be there because if he says that I'm going to get a brand new replacement one that he bought since he fried mine, why did I not get that one? Okay. And then they come to find out it's the same front plate too. That same front screen protector that I sent him on that same Switch is my screen protector. So he can say all he wants. Oh, I gave him a new screen and a new motherboard and the same backing. I don't believe any of that. After believing all this stuff he's been like telling me for months, and me being so nice guy and trying to be all civilized with him, mind you, I was trying to be civilized with him. I wanted to work out some type of payment compensation of what he did was wrong. He said no. So, and mind you, I told you I contacted PayPal. And I told him what was going on. I said, hey, I'm not trying to screw this guy over. I only want half. So it's not because what I did, it's what they saw, what he did was wrong. And honestly, if people are going to hate me when I say this, but I'm not giving him a dime back. So he can be all mad, but at the end of the day, who's going to compensate me for all the 3 months that I had to wait because of him?
So
right,
Kevin? No, and Kevin, you're making excellent points.
And if he's gonna argue about labor and the chip, he charged me for that chip $130, my guy. When I found out that his boy, one of his friends, forgot his name, all the way across the whole border, he sells chips for $80. So he's telling me, why are you gonna sell me a chip for $130 when you can buy a chip for $80? So you're gonna argue about $80? Are you serious?
So let me ask Kevin to play devil's advocate here, okay? Just to try to, because I will like others to come on later, but I love the way you explained it. So let me ask this: being that you did attempt to reconcile things and you couldn't, and you went the method of PayPal, and PayPal has awarded you everything.
Yes.
You mentioned, hey, I don't give a damn if I'm not giving them a dime.
Yep.
Do you feel morally that is right? And if so, explain why you feel so.
Yes, I feel morally is right. Because at the end of the day, when you tell somebody you're going to do a business and you promise them something, don't give them something that's not that. It'll be like me selling you a pair of Air Jordans from 10 years ago. Telling you, hey, bro, it's going to be brand new, never worn. You get them, and they're used, and they're all beat up. How would you feel? Right?
I'm with you.
I'm telling you, my guy. Business is business.
Now, let me go ahead and shout out my man right now. My man Did You Know Gaming. All right. You know what I'm saying? My man JD. I got to shout him out. Thank you for the donation. That's my dog. We appreciate the donation, man. Those donations go a long way. You know what I'm saying? I cannot understate that. Okay. I can do nothing but overstate it. Thank you for that, JD. And I'm going to talk to my man later. So, Kevin, so let me ask now, and I want to cover because I know there's other things other people are going to ask, and these things I would like to ask to you first. The Nintendo Switch. If the Nintendo Switch, let's say in theory, works, the exact same way the OLED switch work. Let's say, and I'm just saying theory because I'm not sure of these things, but let's say they work the same way as far as the internals. Is it still, would you have been okay if he was up front and said, hey, I don't have a Splatoon OLED motherboard, but I have another Switch OLED and they work the same? Would that have made a difference in this? Or were you just mainly saying, hey, if you can't get a Splatoon edition, that's not what I sent you? Like, at what point was that the deal breaker for you? Because it almost seems like you didn't get the Splatoon edition, and that was the deal breaker for you. So
The deal
can you go
breaker
into
is that he told me that he ordered it and it was out for delivery and he had it in his hands. So if you had it in your hands, why didn't you show me that I'm getting that one?
So,
right?
so at that point, you're saying, hey, you should have just told me, hey, I'm giving you another motherboard. It's not going to be a Splatoon OLED. It's just going to be another motherboard.
No. What I'm saying is that he told me when he ordered me that my brand new Splatoon version that he was getting it and it was out for delivery at his house and he had it.
So pretty much you're saying, hey, he told me Splatoon. There's no reason you should even said that if you weren't getting it.
Yeah, like if you say something and you tell somebody, don't worry, I got you, you're going to take care of it, then you pull some shady stuff like this. If anyone wants to cry wolf and be the whole victim, it should be me. I'm the one who got freaking screwed over.
And I will say, Kevin, on your behalf, because I haven't even looked at the chat. I will get to the chat and see some different things, just to go through, because some of the things they probably mentioned are good things we could discuss. But, I do remember you coming forward at first when this all happened. And I remember how you were just wanting a working system. That was really the goal.
Yeah.
Now, with the system, where do you feel like the goal line got pushed? Do you feel like the lies is what pushed the goal line for you? Or do you feel like not having that Splatoon motherboard is what pushed the line for you?
Both. Okay. The damn lies is someone said they're going to do something and they don't do it.
I'm with you. You're answering everything. So I'm going to go through some of the things on the chat. Now, someone said a motherboard. I'm going to find that here. They said a motherboard's a motherboard. I'd seen that somewhere. So let me ask you this, Kevin.
Okay, for motherboard.
Yeah, and I'm going to play devil's advocate here because that's what I want you to explain yourself on this. So if I told you, let's just say in theory, and I want you to respond to that. But let's say in theory, hey, the two motherboards from the Splatoon OLED and a normal OLED are the exact same internal components. Do you think that matters in this case for you?
It does matter because if you get a Splatoon edition motherboard, it should be for a Splatoon edition replacement. You're not going to go to the store and go buy a normal OLED and swap out the damn motherboard and screw a damn customer over because you want to play the whole easy route.
No, and in this case, Kevin, to be honest, there is going to be no honest right or wrong answer. It's all about how you feel and what you feel is right and what you've done. So even as everyone comments and even as everyone say anything, it's all about, you went through the
I'm reading all the comments.
And you went through the things.
If we get a lot of hate, I don't care.
Yeah, and I haven't, I'm telling you, I'm trying to go through them, but you mentioned a lot of hate, and I do see some people disagreeing. I see some people agreeing. So let me say this, Kevin, for those who would say, hey, the guy's entitled to some compensation, what do you say to those people?
Politely, F off. Because if he's entitled to compensation, then I'm entitled to compensation for those X amount of months that I never got my Switch back, which he said, it'll be 1 week. And it literally took 1 week, turned into more weeks, then months. When there's other individuals that are in that group, right? Okay. That literally will receive your Switch, work on it the same damn day, and ship it back the next same day. 24-hour turnaround, my guy. So I'm telling you right now, people saying that he's not JJ. Okay, well, to me, he's sure in the hell seems like he did pull the damn JJ move on me.
Something you spoke about is him being on the list of trusted installers, and that
Hell yeah.
you feel as though that played a part of this as well, or at least something should be done on that end. So go deeper into that. What do you mean by, as far as like seeing his name there? Do you feel like the group's responsible, or can you explain further in that?
All right. So he was on the trusted installer list as a trusted installer in that group when I reached out to him to send my limited edition OLED to him. After he received it, that's when he removed himself as the group, right? So I think he was, okay, in that group, he was broadcasting about how, oh, I did this switch and blah, blah, all these good customer reviews. And how come you want to screw me over then? You helped out all these other customers. I'm not knocking on wood. John Pond can only do so much. He's a damn admin. So, but there has to be some type of like accountability for people's actions.
Yeah.
And screwing over people as a customer is not how you do things.
Yo, Joshua Drake, man, shout out to you, man, for the donation. You know what I'm saying? He said JJ, he's repping JJ. He actually repped JJ. He said JJ. And you know, these people. What's funny about JJ is JJ actually, I think, did good work for my man Joshua Drake back in the day. I guess it's when JJ was, you know, he was doing the thing. You know, he was good. Kevin, I'm seeing some of the comments, and some people says that, hey, you know, like it makes zero difference what type of motherboard this, but you mentioned the time that you've waited, the scratches on Nintendo Switch, these other things. Do you now at this point, going through all this, how's the relationship with you and Eric? Because you and Eric were actually talking during this transaction.
Just say after I called him out, he blocked me. He blocked me.
Okay.
So who's being a like child now? Like I never blocked anybody.
Now, when he blocked you, were there any other avenues that you reached out to as far as to communicate with them, or at that point were you just
I reached out to John Pond because John Pond reached out to me.
Okay.
And he said that he said something about how that he will reach out to Eric and try to get things resolved.
Okay. Now, and you're right. I agree. I know, you know, John being an admin, he can't do it all. You can only, you know, help where you can help out. As far as John, because he was actually trying to help, do you feel as though, like,
he just messaged me because he must have unblocked me. He said you were not blocked too long. So it doesn't matter if I was blocked too long. You still blocked me, my guy, after I called you out.
Now, let's ask this. So, Kevin, let's say, so if you two were talking and he sent the system, how did the conversation go when you said, hey, I don't agree with what I seen? Like when you got it and you opened it up and you didn't agree with it. How did that conversation go? Was it just immediate, like, oh, I hate this guy, block, or did you guys have some discussion back and forth? How did that go?
It was pretty much he's not gonna help out, and I'm not getting no type of like refund at all. It was pretty much politely telling me to go fuck off. Pretty much. Like he didn't tell me to go fuck off, but in his context, anybody who read that be like, oh, okay, nice.
Okay. Now, one thing, and I'm getting messages, by the way, they're just coming in. So people, you know, multiple things. So when you are speaking with Eric and trying to negotiate the amount, what was the pushback? Did you notice that Eric, did he give you immediate pushback? You said he told you pretty much F off, but did he agree to any of the scratches? Were some of them already there? Did he go above and beyond? Like, how did
he didn't agree to anything. He didn't acknowledge anything besides he scratched my screen protector. That's all he even said.
Now, with the Nintendo Switch you currently have a chip on it, right? You mentioned you haven't turned it on yet. You haven't used it.
Nope. It's been in my box the whole time since the past week.
Do you feel like Eric is deserved of anything for any services rendered?
I'm going to answer you with a question back.
Okay.
What is Kevin entitled to?
So, Kevin, you are entitled to what you pay for. I will agree. If I have to say though, you have something. So
yeah,
you
I
do
have my
have
original
something.
Switch that I pay for. It's mine. I bought it.
You right
not
on
the
that.
one,
You
not
right on
the
that.
replacement that he said that he was going to buy me.
You bought it. You bought that damn thing. I can't lie.
I
can't lie about that.
He wanted me to send him back my Switch, the whole thing, in order to get some type of refund. Sorry, I forgot to say it. He said, if you want a refund, send me back your Switch, how it is. And I was thinking in my mind, fuck no. That's my damn Switch. I pay for that damn thing. It's mine. I actually got proof where I bought it from. It's not yours.
Now, and that's why, I'm asking things, because I'm kind of seeing some of these directions. It seems like, there's a misconception. There's a lot of people seeming that, where they understand where you're coming from, but then you have some people saying that they feel Eric is entitled. Now, let me ask you, Kevin, what have you heard as a collective from individuals when you explain this story before you come to the podcast? Like, were you hearing people saying you should give him back money? Were you hearing people saying don't give him back anything? What were you hearing from a lot of people in this scenario?
I wasn't hearing back that much, to be honest.
Okay. As far as Eric, I did get a message that he stated, and you messaged, or stated that he wasn't blocked.
Yeah,
and you said he unblocked you. I did hear you say he unblocked you. Is there a point, Kevin? And you've already said it, but I'm going to ask, is there a point where you might at some point find it in your heart to just say, hey, maybe I'm going to give something? Regardless, I'm not going to say what that is, but do you feel like maybe at some point you may give something, or do you feel like this is the end for you?
It's how do I want to say this? It's pretty much case closed. What's done is done.
Okay. No, and that's why I asked you. You have the right to do whatever you want to do in this case. You've already went through PayPal. PayPal has their own terms and agreements. They have agreed that you do deserve the money. There have been times where people have, been upset with PayPal because of the way they handle things. But in this case, it worked out for your benefit. They've actually gave you everything. Do you feel like PayPal's decision was the right decision?
Well, I'm not PayPal, so I can't answer that. So whatever they choose is whatever they choose. But I did just send you proof that he did block me. I don't know if you actually saw it. I just sent
Let's
you
see.
the
I can go ahead and pull up here. Okay.
After he told me, yo, man up. If you want to grant the refund, send me the Switch back.
Complete inbox. Now.
So hold on. So I think this is contradict his story saying that I wasn't blocked, right? Right? So what else is he lying about?
Yeah, you know what?
Because I'm not lying about shit.
So, Kevin, let me ask you this, Kevin.
What
if Eric says, right? What if Eric says, yo, I'm cool with everything. You can have everything. I just want the chip. What do you say to that?
Go order one.
Kevin, right now I see
because
here
if you do some simple math, simple logic, right? There's average like 30 days per month, right? Give or take. Yeah. Okay. This is just simple math. Average person works 8 hours a day, 40 days per week, X amount of dollars per week, right? X amount of dollars per month. right? So you're telling me that my time is only worth less than a dollar per day? No.
Hey, you know what, Kevin? I'm gonna be honest. I
Think
feel
about
you
that.
on that. For me, I've always been the one. This is just me. I always take the bitter and the stick. I don't go the pain and suffering route. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
not-
you.
I'm
I
not
feel
trying to
you though,
be
because
looking-
in this sense, I am not you. I do not know how much that's a Splatoon edition. So you can go ahead and say that's a Splatoon. Wasn't a
Yeah.
normal Switch. Okay.
Yeah.
You have more invested into it.
And you
I'm
can't
with
buy
you
those
there.
anymore.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not disagreeing at all with you on that. I just want to make sure I'm clear with that because you were expecting something. My thing I'm stating is that there seems to be, and as I'm looking, I'm kind of going through the chat. Some people kind of be, it's kind of up in the air. Some people agree, some people disagree, but it seems like a lot of people are saying the motherboards are the same. If you were to use the Switch and everything works the same, let's say it worked great. Let's say you picked up the Switch and it turned on great and it did everything you need to do. At that point, do you feel like Eric's entitled to anything? You've used it now. It can get online. It's doing stuff you never thought. Do you?
No,
think?
because
Okay.
for the picture I sent from multiple people, there's probably leftover flux. So even if I turn the thing on and if you use it, it's a matter of time before that thing go boom. So no.
Man, now I don't see Eric here. I would love to have Eric here to be able to go over that with Eric.
I said my piece. You got what came from me, so you guys can do what you gotta do.
All right, man. Well, look, Kevin, I do appreciate you, man. Like I told you, as always, man, just coming through and telling the story. If anything develops, anything changes, let me know. I am here. But keep me in touch, man. Let me know what's going on.
Well, I will do. Like I said, I got nothing to hide. I sent you guys all the proof from day one.
And Kevin, you've been straightforward. You've been upfront with me. You've laid everything out. I appreciate your time, Kevin. And if any point you want to come back, just let me know. We'll have the chat there. But I will let individuals in and start talking. But other than that, Kevin, man, I really appreciate you answering these questions, addressing it, and being here.
No problem. You guys have a great day. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. So we got Kevin here, everybody. Okay. I would love to bring Eric in. Now, first, I had to get Kevin off before I did this. Magnus!
Can you dig it, sucker?
Oh, you and JD, Joshua Drake, yo, shout out to y'all, man. Great donations, yo. I'm telling you, I was speaking with Gary Bowser, and Gary Bowser is in need of a place to stay. Get out. I'm trying to help my man wherever I can. Thank you for that donation, man. Yo, Magnus, thank you, bro. Thank you. I just, I was gonna go crazy. I didn't want to go crazy while Kevin was on. I'm trying to now keep the show. Even as I'm drinking, I'm realizing that I'm paying a lot more attention. I'm a lot more focused. My craft is getting better the more I'm here speaking with all of you. So, man, Magnus, thank you. I can't tell you, man, Magnus. Yo, some folks better have their E3, they E3 suits ready. Okay, all you need is one of these. If you got one of these, you can come right with me. I'm walking. Yo, y'all think I'm playing? It ain't just E3. I got popcorn around the corner. Okay, I got C2, E2. If you willing to travel wherever, hey, I got all types of damn events I go to. Let me stop because I can only take so many. Y'all know who y'all are. I need grown ass adults who can afford to leave. Okay, because I'm gonna need a team for real. I got some people. But Magnus, thank you for that donation, man. JTO says Kevin is a crappy customer. Ooh, JTO. Man, JTO threw a shot, so I'm not sure. I didn't read the other chats there, but JTO seems to feel like he did not like the way Kevin handled being a customer in that situation. Okay. All right. And I got a few others. So my man JD, I want to bring my man JD on, man. JD, what is up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm having some fun tonight.
Man, that's good. Yo, and I'm so glad you're here because a lot of people don't know your voice of reasoning is not the court of law. you have a good morality about you. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You call it down the line. Let me ask you, JD, how do you feel about this scenario? How do you feel? And everything broke down. Do you think this scenario ended fair? If not, what do you think should have changed?
Nah, it wasn't fair because the man got his services rendered. I'm gonna agree with Isaiah Gaines off of Facebook. He got what he asked for, the chip and everything. The stuff was installed. Of course, if he's saying a motherboard will change, how does he know he has not even powered the thing on? Per his own words, he incriminated himself, and that's per Criminal Minds, season 1, 2, 3 through 11. I'm just gonna spit it like that, my man. The man said it himself. It's sitting in the box. Yes, it has some cosmetic damage. I mean, if you want something to be perfect, don't even mod it. Don't take that sucker out the box. Leave it on the shelf. Look at it. Admire it. Don't do jack smack to it. This is not the night to be playing. Talk about you want your stuff fixed and this, that. Yes, things are going to happen. You go get bumps and scratches. Things are meant to be played. Do you drive a car and make sure the car don't get no scratches on? No, you set it up in the garage. You want it to be nice and pretty. Stuff like that. I mean, honestly. And number two, I'm not trying to be mean and cut people off, but number two, he's lucky to even got that thing back because he didn't do what I had said in last week's podcast. Put your insurance on that thing because you want to make sure. Does he have pictures showing? Which, I mean, I didn't catch the first 10, 15 minutes because I was doing a little thing with my computer because it was messing up. Had to do some of my own tech problems. Okay. But did he take pictures of everything, every little thing to make sure, hey, I got proof that I don't have every little scratch that's on here? Do I got proof that, hey, I tried to open it up and show, hey, I have an official Splatoon, this and that, blah, blah, blah. You got to bring the burden of proof on yourself to show you are innocent. He's guilty. You want to try to bring this up in a court of public opinion. Now, come on, man. You got to have every bit of evidence.
And that's one thing I mentioned. I asked, I knew that was something going to come up, is that he has a Nintendo Switch OLED with a chip on it. And I didn't hear it wasn't working. That was something I was trying to figure out, but I didn't hear. He said he didn't know because he has left it alone. He hasn't messed with it. But if it is working, and I hear what you said, he needs something for his services rendered. So what do you think is a fair compensation? Also, Kevin said some scratches. I heard you say, hey, and I'm with you, it's bumps along the road. You got a system with a chip on it. What do you think is the compensation? Do you think my man Eric should be paid in full? Should there be something taken up? What would be, if you was Judge JD, how do you lay it down?
Well, I mean, I'd have to research it, to be honest. I mean, you got to take the fair compensation on that. You're going to have to research it and see, find out from, hey, what's this guy charge? What's this guy charge? Kind of get an idea of what the average is around people that actually install, because me, myself, I don't do installs. My hands are too shaky for that type of thing. But I actually tried, and I changed out my own fan on my Switch. I stripped out a bolt. I screwed it up a little bit. I learned, and I knew, hey, from then on, I'm not really going to mess with my stuff. So I don't know, people charging $100, $200, $300 to do this type of stuff. I don't know what the chips actually cost or the motherboards cost and stuff like this. But if you got somebody like Micro Gaming, who I'm going to give a shout out to tonight, he's been doing this stuff. If he's done 100 of them, and say, I'm just going to give a number out there, I don't know if it's true or not, he charged $250 each time he does something like that. Then, if that's the going rate, then, hey, he needs to be compensated at going rate. If there's some cosmetic wear and tear on it, I mean, it's got to be expected because, you're working on things. But if it's over than what it should be expected, then there may have to be a little bit taken from it. Now, how much, that's going to be hard to tell because, number one, everybody's going to value things differently. Some people, they're going to say electronics, nah, that's not for me. Cars are my thing, or houses, or this and that. Everything's going to be different value to different people. But, I mean, It's just so hard to say because it depends on people's jobs and stuff like that. Some people they make the minimum wage, $10-12 an hour, or whatever minimum wage is now. Other people are getting paid well, $20-25 an hour, and so on and so forth. So I mean, time is money, and time is valuable. You can't get it back, and money is valuable too because you put your money into what you're enjoying. And I know that sounds a kind of cop out, but it's hard to make a true evaluation of things like that. But if the goal rate's 250, you have a few cosmetics smears, very few. I would say maybe 240. If you have a lot, then you might want to say maybe 220 or something like that. I'm just giving an estimate on that. But overall, the man got done what he wanted done.
Now, one thing, and I see my man Magnus. I'm gonna bring Magnus on too, which is like. But one other thing I'm gonna ask is that he stated that even though he had services rendered, he did try to reach out and say, "Hey, I want some compensation." How do you feel? How do you feel that conversation went, or how do you think it go? If somebody gets the system, they say, "Hey, he got the system now, but he feels some compensation." Do you believe the combo happened? Do you think it was weird? Do you think Eric was right for blocking him? How do you think about that?
Blocking is never the way to go. Sometimes you may need to go and get a middleman, just somebody who's not even nowhere near tech stuff or anything like that, and let them try to research. I mean, you think of it, all the time. You see these big professional leagues and stuff like the NFL, MLB, stuff like that. They always get a mediator or some type of person, outside a lawyer or something like that. And in this case, of course, you wouldn't need like necessarily a lawyer, but somebody that's just totally an innocent bystander to go in and kind of be a middleman. Because number one, emotions go flare because it's money. Like Big Worm, messing with my money's like messing with my emotions. We go speak the truth. Movies and stuff like that got some truth mixed in with it. And then number two, once the emotions flare, all rationality goes out.
Yeah, I agree. So let me ask you this last one before I bring Magnus on. JD, this happens to you. If you were Eric and this happens to you in PayPal, you look at your PayPal and you see the email like, I lost the case and all my money gone. What's the first thing you do?
Oh, I'm going to be disputed because I'm going to show everything I can to show proof that I rendered the services. And I'm going to put the proof of burden on the other person because they going to have to show that, they got it out of wrapping, they got it out of the case, that they actually booted it up. They need to show a video showing that I did not do what I said I was due. Now, if there's something cosmetic, like I said, maybe there can be a meeting point on some money not cooped. Like I said, if it's 250, maybe 220. If it's enough little scratches or something on there. But to me, PayPal, they overstep their boundaries quite a bit on some stuff. It can be good in some situations, but more than not, it's bad in a lot of situations because there's a lot of scammers and there's a lot of people that's just irate customers. And speaking of time frames, I mean, do you think Nintendo would have got that shit done any quicker? No. Nintendo would have took forever. Nintendo always takes forever. You think about Sony fixing consoles 6 to 8 weeks, 2 months, so 3 months. I mean, good Lord, you look at 4 weeks longer than what it would have took. And yes, people, they work 8-hour jobs, but sometimes we get asked, hey man, can you pull a double? Oh, but you know what? The field I work in, we work 12-hour shifts. Oh my God. Oh, can you stay over 4 more hours? Yeah, that's a 16 before you know it. Some people, they don't make $25 an hour, bro. We ain't all rich. Some of us only make $10 an hour. So we had to work 16-hour shifts so we can make ends meet.
Right. No, you preaching right now, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't say nothing else, man. That's the truth. If they don't believe it or not, that's the truth. So my man Magnus, man, let me go ahead and get my man Magnus. Yeah, man. Oh, we got it, Magnus.
Beautiful, beautiful, baby, beautiful.
Yeah, man. I can hear you good, Magnus. How you doing, man?
Pretty. Everybody else hear me?
Yeah, I
Where
can
he's all
hear you,
choppy.
man. The Magnus. Yeah, a little choppy, but we'll see. We'll get through it. Now, Magnus, let me ask you. You've heard we're gonna get Eric on in a moment because I do want Eric to get side, but I want to go ahead and ask you from this point, Magnus, from what you know of everything, where do you stand on all this? Do you think Kevin is downright wrong? Is he right? Or how do you feel in this scenario?
You know, there's the actual chip or motherboard versus motherboard. That's that piece. As the in that he should wait for so long, increase the price from that because instead of per week, whatever they agreed upon, so the price should be whatever. You know, you got a working, you got your on the back. So what if it's not a new number matches your box? You know, that's more important. The insides.
So I'm gonna go ahead and reiterate you because some people have said it was a choppy, but you know, mainly what he's getting to is about the board, right? Because the board, let me ask you, from what I know, the boards, from what I hear, are exactly the same. There are no different internal components from a Splatoon OLED to a normal OLED. Is there any different components on those motherboards?
No, there's not. However, somebody said Dune Edition does have on in the system itself, which would be on the which is the NAND. So you a little different. Console's modded. You're gonna anyways. All you got to take Splatoon and put the same freaking thing.
Okay. So in theory, what you're pretty much saying is that Kevin has pretty much everything he's paid for. He's got a system with an install done, a whole setup done, working, brand new, and in theory, there's no different from what he would have had if he wasn't able to check into the serial number. That's what I'm hearing.
Again, I was
so if he didn't have, let's just say Kevin wasn't able to go into the serial number and look, actually in the system settings, would there be any way, would Kevin be able to even notice the difference between these two?
The self does not have the serial on the Marcus. They all have the OLEDs.
Okay. Now we got a couple others. I see MGR here as well. I know my man MGR said he had to go. I know you got to go soon, MGR.
Yeah, I don't know the time.
Yeah, I know how it is, man, with time. I want to get you in. MGR, how you doing today?
Good. Yourself?
Man, I'm doing good. MGR, you've been through these scenarios. You deal with customers, Magnus as well. You guys have dealt with this, you know, with people calling and stating some things they think is fair, not fair. How do you feel with all this? Do you think this guy, Kevin, is in the right, in the wrong, or where do you stand on everything?
I'm going to stay neutral because, I mean, you don't know everything, right? I mean, look at it this way. If you get it back, it's working, everything's fine. Yes, it took 3 months, so on and so forth. If there's cosmetic scratches, I ask at this point, how was the packaging? Was it kind of just moving around in the box? Right? Because these things scratch really easily.
That's true.
Like the tiny black frame around the edges, right? It's gonna get scratched. And again, I can't say who's in the right, who's in the wrong, because was it scratched before? One side says no, one side says yes, or I don't even know if the other side is saying it. You know what I mean, right? Like unless it came to me and I'm the one that did it, I can't defend in terms of the scratches, right? I actually did offer to sell an entire front panel. There was a small scratch on the screen. It was a little on the expensive side, I believe. Long story short, I actually fixed that OLED and I just sold it about an hour ago. So that one's gone. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I don't agree with in all of this is filing a dispute and getting all of your money back, right? Because yes, it took 3 months, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, okay, you now have a chip that I don't know if he paid for it up front or if he got it from the installer. But if it was from the installer and now you have all your money back, that's kind of a shitty move in my opinion. To take all the money back. Like, you know, at the minimum, pay for the chip, get the service done for free. But that's my opinion, right? Not everyone's going to agree with it.
That's something I stated as well when I was speaking with them, is that I can't say, you know, something may mean a lot more to you or feel a lot more personal than to me. You know, I might get in a car accident and have no issues. You might get into one, have PTSD. You know, everybody's situations is different.
Yeah.
So say what's worth to someone else. So I agree with you there.
Now, in terms of the motherboard, I am pretty sure the game does not come with the system. Maybe it does in the US, but over here, all the boxes for the limited editions always say game not included. So, and I've had a couple of these Splatoon OLEDs myself, and none of them had that game on the NAND already. So, to be completely honest, I mean, let's say, okay, let's put this into a different perspective. Let's say you sent me an OLED, I broke the motherboard, and I couldn't fix it. So I bought you a whole new motherboard, put it in, send it back to you. The only difference is the serial number at that point, like tied to the NAND, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, what more can you ask for in that respect?
That's a good question. So regardless, because let's say in theory, even if you do get a new Splatoon OLED, it still would have a different serial number.
Of course.
So if the original motherboard is broken, you're not gonna have the same serial number.
No. The sticker on the case is not going to match the serial number of the motherboard. At the end of the day, does it really fucking matter?
So in this case, why do you believe that Kevin felt that was a point of interest? That was something to mention.
I honestly don't know, but what you know, it's shit. The cosmetic damage, it's shitty. Like, I'll agree with that. Not much you can do other than replacing the whole front panel, to be honest. Or taking that motherboard out and dropping it into another OLED and then swapping over the back plate as well. I mean, at the end of the day, the only difference between a Splatoon OLED and a regular OLED is the back plate and the Joy-Cons. There's no difference other than that. Oh, well, and the dock, but that's not involved in this.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so now I'm going to bring Eric on. I don't know if Eric can hear. He may have stepped away. Eric, are you with us?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Eric, you are here. I'm glad to have you here, sir. First of all, how are you doing?
All right, a little cold, but I'm all right.
All right, okay.
How are you?
Man, I'm good. You know, I'm concerned, man, because Eric, I'm gonna be honest. For you, you know, I'm gonna put it out the real as I can put it, man. If I was in your shoes, man, I'm pissed. I'm riding to somebody's house, man. I got 400, 500 something dollars. I'm out, and I tried to do good. You know, I'm hot. You know, so you got Kevin coming from the other side. You know, he giving all his reasons. So, Eric, how do you feel in all this, being that PayPal has sided against you? Kind of explain, take us through everything with that.
I was pissed asleep right now. I could give a fuck. I mean, I make plenty of money. I'll make more tomorrow. I really could care less.
Yeah.
I mean, if he wants to be petty and over the material and the money shit, let him be it. I really don't care.
Nice.
I know what I did.
Eric, one thing I want to ask you is because I want you to bring some understanding to it. I don't think a lot of people understand, but being someone who has, you know, been doing install setups and everything for people on consoles for some time, you get messaged quite frequently. Some people almost come to you as like you're the guy, once you install it. One thing that he mentioned was that, hey, Eric blocked me. He blocked me. Was it something that you were
about
getting
that, Nick?
Yeah, let's go ahead and explain further on that.
All right, so he knows that I work. Almost everybody that I talk to, I think even yourself knows that I work in the afternoon from 1 p.m. till midnight.
Yep.
So he's constantly on a daily basis messaging me over and over. And I actually flat out told him the one day, hey, this is why you got blocked before, man. I'm at work. I'm not going to like drop everything I'm doing at work during my daily life and my 40-hour a week job to answer your messages at your beck and call. And then he left me alone until the weekend when I was getting ready to start it. So he did the same thing the day that he got his console. It showed up there. He started blowing up my phone. I want half my money back. You broke my console, blah, 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 blah. I was like, no, I'm not dealing with this right now. That's exactly what I told him. When I got free, I messaged him 3 times. I'm trying to find the message so I can send it to you. You can show everybody. Send him 3 messages. I'm like, the last thing I said is, how did I break your console? Explain to me how I broke your console. And he ignored me the entire time. I never blocked him. Okay. Well, come to find out, 5 minutes after he messaged me that I broke his console, 5 minutes, he filed a claim with PayPal. 5 minutes. He messaged me at 3:13. I got an email from PayPal saying there was a claim at 3:17 p.m.
Woo, that's quick.
Right.
So do you think that, way it sounds like, Eric, you kind of think this was the plan the whole time?
It's exactly what I think. And I'm sure that's why he was so adamant about adding the UPS insurance too. Because he probably turned around and filed a fucking claim on that.
So stating you didn't get it, which
you're
right. I didn't think of that. So PayPal had accepted everything for his claim. What was said in this PayPal claim to make PayPal? I mean, you got shipping numbers, you got tracking numbers. Doesn't PayPal know that you shipped?
Oh yeah, I uploaded all that. And it's, to me, it was pretty odd because they told me I had till December 26th to respond. And then all of a sudden they closed the case and gave it all to him by the next morning when I woke up.
This is why I don't use PayPal.
What happened there?
Damn. And I hear you there with the not using PayPal, and I agree. I mean, the middle party is there to make both people feel happy, but in return, you do have a, it's like government, baby. You gotta, you know what I mean?
And that's why at the end of the day, like I said, I make plenty of money. I make damn good money. I ain't sweating it. It's $500, big deal.
Exactly.
I mean, does it piss me off? Yeah, it pissed me off. But at the end of the day, what am I going to do?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, just like count your losses and just wash your hands of it.
Right.
No, I'm right with you on that. Yo, I just started throwing.
You see the last message I sent you, Nick, of the Splatoon thing on Walmart?
Yeah, can you hear me?
You can still buy that console brand new on Walmart, not for the same list price. It's not marked up at all. It's still available.
Oh my goodness! So there we go. I'm gonna pull it up.
You can't even buy them.
Yeah, you can still buy it on Walmart.com. That's how I got it. And what I told him about sending me his console was that if he wanted everything to match, to send me what he had, Joy-Cons and everything, and I'd swap them out with what I had. That's what I told him.
So let me ask you this, Eric. Why do you think he expected the serial numbers to be the same?
I have no idea. Nothing's going to match because he got a different console from the box he had.
That's what I'm trying to understand. So that's why I think
nothing is different. That game is not on the NAND. There's nothing on the NAND.
No, I didn't think so. You basically got to do a Walmart swap on it if you want the serial number to transfer.
Right.
Yeah. No, and that's the reason I asked, because I was confused on that, trying to understand. And it seems like for his point, he's like, hey, he went and searched and went after looking at the serial key. He see it didn't go to a Splatoon OLED, and that was his complaint. And I'm with you guys. You know how I get down. I've done these before. So for me, Xbox 360, I wouldn't care if you swap.
There's no way to check what console it came from.
Yeah, like I've had so many motherboards swapped on Xbox 360s, it didn't matter. You know what I mean? As long as it worked and everything matched up, that's all I really cared about. But in this case, that Splatoon OLED motherboard meant a lot to him. But I'm hearing across the board from everyone here, there is no difference.
There's zero difference.
I think this is some power struggle type of shit.
Real quick.
What I'm saying is like,
Nick, pull up those last two messages that I just sent you. Those two pictures of the screen.
As well. Let me see. Oh, my bad, y'all. I got you.
Fuck Leroy.
There we go. Okay, now we got everybody. Okay, there we go.
All right, now I'm on Kevin's side.
Leroy,
Nick,
saying something. I'm glad you joined.
No.
Pictures I just sent you.
Hello.
And Joe.
Now hold on. I think this is some power struggle type of shit because when Eric had the Switch, you know, Kevin was on the other side talking to everybody in the group. Like from what I saw in the messages, he's like, "Hey, everybody, let me get a hold of him. I need help. You know, now that Eric doesn't have the Switch, he's like, I don't want to send him nothing. Like, I'm keeping all the money. You know what I mean? Like, it's not fair when, like, that kind of shit. You know?
And I'm
so I know that's not the greatest picture. I didn't take very close-up pictures of the corners because I didn't know this was going to happen. But that's his console right there. And that does not show any of the fucking damage that he was showing.
So let me ask you.
And I also sent you a whole video of it booting all the way through Hikate to the Emunan and everything else.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and pull that up as well. Just go ahead and show that. Booting up and everything. I see there. There we go. Okay, let's pull this up.
That right there, you can see there's not the damage he showed. I mean, that's what I sent out. I put his bulletproof fucking case and sent it out. There's nothing there.
Damn. So Eric, man, and I'm glad that you've gotten past it because I know me myself, I'm petty. I'll be holding on to shit forever. But I'm glad that you've gotten past it. Is this the dagger? Is this like, yo, I will never do another one again? Is this like, how do you feel? Is this like you're moving on past it? Been there, done that? This will sting worse than others?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I mean, it stings because, like I said, I was pretty pissed at first, but it's like, I do sit here and go around and for months on end crying about shit. It's fine. I make another $500 in a couple days.
Exactly. You know, the shittier thing is, here's an example of what I had to deal with today. Customer brings me a regular Switch.
There's his OLED backplate right there. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, MGR.
No worries. I'll let this finish.
Oh, so you could say sorry to him, right? That's fucked up.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Joe, what's going on? How you doing?
Joe?
I'm here too. Hello.
Good. Hey, Joe.
Yes.
You've been on the outside. What do you think of all this, man? How do you feel, man?
Okay, this is my true opinion. Both of them were in the wrong, Eric and Kevin. But what's fucked up is that Kevin should send Eric back some money because eventually he got the Switch. You know, it's a little messed up or whatever. You know, we don't really know. But it's just like Eric's out all that money plus the chip plus his time of doing it. Yes, they were both wrong, but I mean, shit. A motherboard's a motherboard unless it's for a 360. You have different motherboards for different hacks.
Yeah.
Oh, is my mic good?
I got the Nick Moses 05 shirt on too.
Yeah. I'm going to E3 looking so good, guys. Oh my gosh. Anyways, Dr. Specimen is in the house. Dr. Specimen, how are you doing, sir?
Not too bad. So, shout out to Bill Clinton, by the way. Just had to get that out of the way.
Bill, the real one. He's a real one. Shout out to Bill Clinton. That's a real one right there. But anyways,
one thing I want to throw out real quick. Kevin's also ignoring my text messages too. So I asked him. I said, "Hey, get your Switch back yet?" Because when all this nonsense was going on, never replied back to me. So he just.
Oh, speaking of which,
they both got.
Which Nick, here's a text showing what I sent him that too, and he ignored me because. Sorry, Joe.
That's okay. What happened
Joe
was
gets a sorry too.
I know. What happens is like he just screwed Eric completely with the switch. I mean, they both did shady shit, but it's just kind of like he stole all the money. I knew it was going to happen, because PayPal is always on the customer side. A bot just made the decision. Okay, here's your money back. That's it.
Yo, I think it's like whenever you go to a restaurant and then you eat the food and then it's like, it wasn't that good. I want my money back. That's what happened.
Yep. And don't leave anything on the plate.
Damn, man.
Yo, just before I head off, just to give you an example of what I had to deal with today. Guy messages me, oh, I need my V1. He thought it was a V2, but the V1 patched. He wanted it modded. Brings me the chip, brings me the switch. I install it. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's all normal. It's got a fucking executor firmware on it.
Can't go wrong
Apparently
with
this is a V5. All right? And it took like a good 10 minutes to boot, which I know is not normal for one. And then what happened? Gets into Hecate. I go to launch official firmware just to make sure everything still boots like normal. Fucking orange screens on me. Right? I go to boot, custom firmware, orange screens on me. I remove the chip. I remove the ribbon. I put the eMMC back in its original spot. Boots like normal. Put the chip. I switched out a different V1 ribbon just to see. Same fucking problem. And now that guy's like, oh, you must have flashed the chip and it's not compatible with the Arista or whatever it's called, right? No, I didn't flash it. Right? I did then to a different firmware, not 071, and same problem. Went back to the executed firmware, same problem, and they're trying to say it's an installation error. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in here real quick because I actually do. I mean, I'm looking at this, and what I'm seeing is a person who took the liberty of taking in customers for a service, not really having the attitude for not you, by the way. I don't know your name, but not you, Kevin and Eric. Right, I'm seeing a little bit of that, and look, I'm gonna be real. On the part of Kevin, I'm seeing a little bit of pettiness with the whole motherboard thing. Like, okay, the screen protector, I can understand that. I don't know how I'm presuming if it was $30, it's the glass screen protector. How in the few days you have a Switch, you fuck up a glass screen protector like that? I don't know. But beyond that, I think when it comes to the motherboard issue, you literally can. If he still has the box, he can change his serial number back if he really, really wants to. There are tools to do that. I mean, like Joe said, Joe was 100% correct. It does not matter what your motherboard is if it's within the same type of system. If it's an OLED, it's an OLED,
right.
Period. If it's a Marico, it's a Marico, period. It does matter with the V1s, but that's it. As long as it's not a V1, if it's within the same model, it doesn't make a damn difference. So, like I said, I have a 360. If I sent that out to someone to get repaired because, I don't know, a cat blew, and it came back with a Corona motherboard, and I have a, oh my god, what the fuck is the one before? Wow, how am I forgetting Xbox motherboard? Anyways, if it came back with a Corona motherboard, which is a newer one, which I play a lot of Guitar Hero, and for whatever reason, Coronas have a problem with like Guitar Hero audio syncing. If it came back with a Corona, I'd be annoyed. If it came back with a fucking Winchester, I'd be really annoyed because that means my mods wouldn't work anymore. But in this specific case, right, the turnaround time being long, I can understand being pissed about that. But you did get it back. The screen protector, I can understand being pissed about. I'd ask him, dude, you seriously in that time fucked up my screen protector. Could you just send me a new one, please?
Eric offered to send a new screen protector, by the way, and pay.
Thank you, Joe. I was just gonna say. I told him. I said, send me a screenshot of whatever one you want. I did fuck it up. I'll replace it and I'll have it shipped directly to you. I did tell him that.
So, all right, that's fair enough. But beyond that, I mean, I just don't. I think I'm the kind of person where, like, if I'm running a business, I don't care how petty you're being. I'm gonna find a way to like show respect, and I've seen a lot with this, right? Where it's a lot of it's like people to people, and not I'm running a business here. and it leads to a degradation of business practices. And I'm not saying necessarily that Eric, that you like did anything bad as a person, but when it comes to business shit, even if the other person is being a dick, there's certain standards you just adhere to, because what that does is that leads to this situation not happening. If you did everything you could to turn the temperature down on the situation, and then he still goes out and gives you shit, you can give every screenshot, audio recording, whatever, proving your case, proving that you did nothing wrong, you were kind to the very end, and that kind of it puts you in a bubble of security. So I would say that's where you fucked up. I would say him fucking up is, look, I think the motherboard thing, I think that's just a stupid argument. And the turnaround time, all right, fine. I don't know what you've got going on in your personal life, but I guess fine. If you want to say that, run a business and dedicate time to the business instead of saying, hey, send me your expensive consoles, I'll do it eventually. Like, I know it wasn't that extreme, but point's been made. So I don't know, I think this is one of those situations where I think it's just kind of like, just
No, I think you're spot
people
on.
are weird.
It's one of those.
I think it's one of the situations where it's just you can't make everyone happy.
Yeah,
And also
exactly.
another thing was with Kevin saying, "Oh, Eric's never texting me back." This is when the communications were both open, no one was blocked, and I was telling him, Eric works between I think 1 o'clock until 10 o'clock at night, and he's very busy. He will email you eventually. I even told Kevin before he even got a switch back, I said, "You're definitely gonna get your switch back 100%. You're gonna get it back. However long it takes, it's gonna take, but you're gonna get your switch back."
And that kind of bleeds into what I was saying with the business practices thing, where I would have done, if it were me in the situation, I would have essentially said something like, look, man, I will get this done. I promise you, you have my fucking word. This will get done. I got shit going on right now. We're gonna need to be on a pause for a bit. And this isn't just me talking out of my ass, right? Nick, you made your jokes about me being the young one, so obviously, I don't have personal experience, but what I do have.
And you know what the whole thing started out as? The whole
what?
thing started off as he sent me his shit in September. You can ask Admin Joe when I left the group. It was at the start of the summer because I was going on vacation with my family, and I told him I didn't have time. I
Yeah,
couldn't
you're
guarantee when
100%
the hell
right.
I'd be having
Right,
done.
right. And so where I'm going with is that when I had to send my Switch out, which that was sent out for over a year, so I might be coming from a perspective of I've got infinite patience for a lot of shit. I am willing to put up with a lot of shit, so I might be looking at this from a completely different perspective from everybody here. And I think I'm a weird one, honestly. When it comes to that, I don't expect someone to have the patience that I have. But I had my Switch sent out for a year, and the guy actually offered to do it for free. I still paid him money anyways, but
Remember that.
we had worked out and we had talked. If it wasn't every day, it was at least once a week. We would kind of update each other on just kind of how our shit was going. He would tell me how my Switch was doing, or if he was ordering a part or whatever, because my Switch was being a huge bitch. So the year wasn't necessarily his fault. And I would just tell him shit about like what I did that day, like just kind of keep it chill when it comes to stuff like this, so that both parties were aware that one wasn't going to ditch the other in terms of like, if we were chill for months or a year just talking casually, I would assume psychologically that makes me the customer much less likely to want to jip you on the money. And now me as the seller wanting to, maybe you were really nice to me today, I'm gonna make like just take extra fucking care to not scratch your screen protector, let's say. Or fuck it, man. I got some work to do. I mean, I'm not saying you're obligated to do this, but fuck, I got some work to do. But dude, that was such a nice conversation. I kind of had a shit day, and you brightened my mood. I got some shit to do, but you know what? Let's just, let me get some progress on your Switch. Something like that, just to keep the circle going. And
And if he'd have presented me with a more reasonable request, like, hey man, I feel like this is fucked up and this is fucked up. Can we do something to try to work something out? No, he just flew right at me with, hey, you fucked up my shit. I want all my fucking money right now and blah, blah, blah. Nah. You know what? I'm at work for one. I ain't dealing with it.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying. That's not fair. when I got the Switch, I had it in a different casing. This was described beforehand, but something that I had realized when I got my Switch back was that I don't know why this is happening, but my case, the outer shell, Joy-Cons would not attach properly electrically. They would physically fit on, but for whatever reason, the Switch was not detecting it. And you know what? I kind of went, all right, whatever. I got what I asked for, and it's a very small problem.
Yeah,
And
the
that's
ribbon probably wasn't pushed in all the way.
one of the big trust me, I did everything. I did absolutely everything I could to get that thing to work. It would not. I ended up case swapping it with my other Switch, so the problem is gone now. But
Anyways, I gotta run. But Nick, the last point that you just brought up along the bottom of the screen, all I'm gonna say to that is, why the fuck do you think there's so many OLEDs broken on eBay? Not everyone can do it. Reading a guide on the internet isn't gonna make you a master at it.
They're from
You need a
Jake.
hell of a lot of experience.
I'm wondering if a lot of this too is people who maybe were able to, because I think that you're right. If you had to rank it, I'd say that modding an OLED, besides like obscure mods like the Game and Watch, like the fucking Game and Watch mods, besides those, in terms of things that are, I'll say, quote unquote common, this is at the fucking top of the difficulty list. And so people, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that RGB to get 360 is easy. I'm not saying that chipping a Marco regular Switch is easy. But in comparison, it's completely different levels. And I'm wondering if there's a lot of people that maybe could do the other things and then tried this and realized, when the points are like 3 times as small and it's a system that, isn't as well documented, it's a little fucking harder. And people make
buried under layers of the board.
Well, that's the thing, right? So I actually just got an OLED in the mail on Friday, I believe it was. This kid tried to install one himself, and he broke the track connecting to the CLK point. And once you do that, it's not turning on. Like, it's done. So I redid the track with a jumper wire. I did the whole install, and it was fine. But again, I've also gotten other ones in the mail where someone legit drilled a hole into the fucking board. Like, okay, so what? You just read a guide and that's how you do it? You just take a fucking drill and drill it out? Like, what the fuck, right?
Wow.
How about that comment? How about that comment that guy made? The Joe too old. I mean, my dog goes under my
That's
car
what I'm
and says,
referring
"Well,
to.
it doesn't make him a mechanic. It doesn't make him a mechanic. Just because I think that I could do something doesn't make me an installer." You know?
True.
Yeah.
People know how to do it, and your shit ain't gonna get fucked up.
I mean, again, the difference is between someone who can do it and someone that knows what the hell they're doing. Is
Exactly.
one side is going to stand behind their work when something goes wrong, and then the other one is going to be, oh, it's a bad chip.
Yeah.
Gotta make that a T-shirt. It's a bad shit.
Magnus, can you hear us? Okay, Magnus.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can they hear
nice.
me?
We can hear you perfectly now, Magnus. There we go.
Anyways, I'm out for the night. Have a good one.
Later.
Take it easy, Magnus. Let me ask you now. I asked you before how you feel about everything. You were kind of breaking up before, so now can you go ahead and explain to us how you feel about all this, man?
Well, like Dead Specimen said, motherboard's a motherboard. There's no difference.
I also did the research because I had vaguely sorry, man. I wanted to make this a point too, because for a second I was a little confused. I'm thinking like, okay, wait, so it's all Splatoon theme and shit. Is he pissed because it comes with Splatoon, and by losing the motherboard he loses Splatoon? So I looked it up. No, it doesn't even come with Splatoon.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
So it literally, I mean. From what I mean, maybe I'm misremembering. I've been doing shit this whole time, but from what I've been hearing, it was a completely new Switch. So it wasn't like he had data on it either. So that's what's really, really confusing me. Is I genuinely do not see where this matters.
No, summarizing it, honestly, nobody's saying it. The guy's looking for a reason to bitch, and so he could sleep good at night. I mean, Nick gave him a bunch of chances saying like, yo, there's no way, you don't think you did wrong at all. And he's like, no.
If Kevin
that's
really
what that's what's helping him sleep at night, you know?
You know, if Kevin really cared, he would reach out.
No, and
Some,
I
if
asked him
not all, of
specifically
the
because I
installs
didn't
should
want
be
to
paid for.
hear that side of it because I knew that was going to be something that was already going to be asked. Like, yo, if everything's the same, I asked him, did it system work? Okay,
Can I just make a point real quick though? Was that I think, and I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit here, but I don't think his problem necessarily was the new mother. I wouldn't have bitched about the new motherboard regardless, but his problem wasn't necessarily that the motherboard was swapped. It was that it was claimed to be. It was claimed to be.
And it didn't
like
go to
claims were made that were not true. I can't remember what the claims exactly were in what direction, but claims were made and those claims were not true. The outcome I don't think was a big deal, and I really just wouldn't have cared as long as my shit worked. But I do, I guess, a little bit understand the whole you said one thing that wasn't true. What else? And maybe from his perspective, what else have you maybe have said that wasn't true?
But what Kevin is saying, it doesn't really make sense though, because he's saying, yo, you can't get the Splatoon Switch deck anywhere. You know, like those are hard to find. And then on the other side, he's like, I want a brand new one. Motherfucker, what the fuck is he gonna get a brand new one?
Yeah, and that's
you can buy them right now on Walmart.com.
and that's why I asked that.
Oh, he said right there, game not included.
Yep,
that's right there. Game not included. This was just sent to me. That
and I take it the case was the same. Like it was just the motherboard. The case was the exact same.
That's what he's claiming. He actually got the whole new brand new Switch.
Because that if the case was
his
the same,
backplate so it matched his box.
Because here's what's funny: as fucked up as Nintendo is with software, you can do whatever the fuck you want to their hardware. Right? They're the anti-Apple. You do whatever the fuck you want with the hardware. They're not going to do shit as long as you don't mess with their software. So not even Nintendo knows that you changed the motherboard.
Nope.
Yeah, he's got a point. He's got a point there. Like not even Nintendo. And Kevin did come on here, and Dead Specimen, you were right, because that's where it seems like he went. It wasn't so much the fact of because I asked, does the system work? Are you using the system? You know, because to me, if I was, let's say I'm a judge in this case, those things matter to me. You know, if you're complaining, hey, my car is this, my car is that, but you're riding your car every day.
Nick,
I don't buy it.
If I had your shit for 3 months and I send it back to you, what's the first thing you're going to do when you get it back? You're going to turn it on and boot it up? Come on now.
And exactly.
I think it's looking for shit.
He's hoping that he leaves the battery discharged long enough, and then the battery kills itself, and then he can claim it was broken.
And like I said,
I'm kidding.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
it was 5 minutes. He was on PayPal. 5 minutes after I said no, I couldn't even get a chance to talk to him while I was at work, and he was on PayPal. And then ghosted
more,
me.
It's petty. The guy's petty. Yeah, petty, and he got his money. There's nothing at the end of the day. There's nothing you can do. It's more of a, I could do it now. I got the money. What the fuck you gonna do now?
See, what I was saying before is if Kevin really cared about everything or whatever, he would have reached out to Eric and say, here's half the money back. I feel bad.
I have a lot of artist friends. And I follow a lot of artists on Twitter. I think a lot of them have come to the unanimous agreement that you don't use PayPal for shit like this because of this reason. Because it is so easy to charge back on PayPal. And artists have unanimously agreed. I shouldn't say unanimously agreed, but for the most part, a lot of artists have had this problem where people will commission art from them and then charge back for it. And this
get their money back
right here is why you even see it on YouTube. I mean, it was a big thing. I know Etika, rest in peace, but Etika, one of his big memes was people that charge back, and I think that's mostly a PayPal thing. So, not that you exactly would have known this that PayPal lets people get away with this. From now on, I would say just get the fuck off PayPal. Fuck PayPal.
PayPal is horrible.
Cash App is the way to go. Cash App is the way to go.
He knew it would happen. That's
or
why
Venmo. Literally anything that's not PayPal.
Yeah.
So, PayPal. I've been through PayPal, and I can tell
not sponsored by Venmo or Cash App.
Yo, those same claims happened to me multiple times. And I think there's some rule in PayPal that digital items, I think if they claim chargeback on certain digital items, you're almost just screwed. Like,
here's what you do. If you really want to make sure that no one can charge back your shit, pay in crypto.
Yeah. Seriously. Then it's you guaranteed. Then you won't have
Better
no.
yet, if you want to do it in reverse to where no one can get a legitimate chargeback, have someone like pay someone like take money for switches and then just send them an NFT of his back switch.
Now, if you are so now for all, and this is people because we do have people who do installs, repair still. Everybody unanimously agrees because customers, there's going to be a lot of customers who say, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable sending my switch to someone, and I don't feel the security, so that's why I use PayPal." What do you say to that person?
Like Kevin said, fuck off.
And what I would say is what I've said, I think at least twice now, which is realize what you're dealing with here. Technically, I'm not trying to incriminate anyone, but seriously, technically, if you live in the United States, this is an illegal business. It really is. It's a shady business. I'm not saying that you're specifically shady, but it is technically a shady business. And if you're willing to put your Switch and your money out there, possibly your home address, you're putting a lot of stuff out there. And if you're willing to put that out, you have to be willing to accept the fact that you might get fucked over. And I don't think there's much to say about it. If this, like I said, if this was art, that'd be one thing. If this was just buying a secondhand item, free and clear,
they are
that'd be one thing. But we're talking about installing a mod chip that has gotten its creators arrested, it's gotten many sellers arrested and sued out of their ass.
That's true.
You have to have a certain level of skepticism when doing this, and if you're not willing to have that, do it yourself then. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Or get a V1 unpatched. That's the way.
One last thing I want to point out. One last thing I want to point out.
Guys. Kevin
Yeah, hold on. God forbid that Switch ever fucks up, because who the fuck is gonna fix it?
I say that for the past 30 minutes.
Magnus to me, I've been trying to say, yo, who's gonna handle this guy? If the chip, I was gonna say that because now we're to the point of, yo, something happens, he needs to fix. Who does he reach out to? What happens? Like,
he goes
to reach out to God himself.
He wants a Pokemon OLED done now. He's trying to get a Pokemon OLED done.
Are you serious?
He mentioned
he had serious.
At the beginning of everything. I remember him stating that he had two different ones. He had the Splatoon and a Pokemon, and he was trying to get Pokemon.
He wants to get a Pokemon one done now.
Send him the JJ.
Beware, guys.
Yeah, beware.
Yeah,
JJ was the one that was getting shit on like last week, right, for the botched installs. Is that right?
Like for a long time. I can't.
Oh
even
yeah.
say.
All right. So
he
are we saying that Kevin's now the reverse JJ?
He's the customer. Yo, so let me ask this, Eric.
Yo, Kevin pulled a Nuno
of your wife. Because he put up posts of your wife and stuff, man. What happened with that?
No, I don't think he posted it. Somebody else posted.
Okay, are those down?
Yeah,
I have no idea. I'm not on that group anymore.
Okay, but somebody else said they down. Good. That's all.
I'm not on that group.
I was gonna say now the transaction's over, so there should be no reason they should still be up, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I was just waiting to see. I ain't know because I thought,
that shit right there. People, the level of rage that people are allowing themselves to be consumed by, with them having slightly less than perfect experiences. This again goes to show people don't know what they're getting into, and that is the biggest problem here. And quite frankly, I really wish that someone needs to make like a standardized test that people need to complete before they're allowed to send their Switches out and give money for this shit. Because people clearly do not have a baseline knowledge required to sit. Like once they get this system, how the fuck are they going to sustain it? Like they don't clearly have the knowledge to sustain it. There's probably going to be mechanical failure of some point, right? The HW Fly chips don't have as much quality control as the original SX chip. So all right, if you can prove it's an SX chip, cool. It probably has slightly better quality control. But these HW Flies, right? You might have to change the fucking chip out. They don't have that same quality control. And if these guys are so inept on what they're even getting into at a level of the real world, not even what they have to do like software wise on their Switch. How the fuck are they gonna they're gonna blame the installer, they're gonna blame the Switch itself, they're gonna blame Nintendo, they're not gonna know that it's actually these Chinese clone chips that were based off of leaked data, exploited data, and stolen from a now quite old bootloader that, oh, by the way, you have to replace it with an even newer one. There's so many broken links that have to be in play here for this to work at all. And a lot of people that are dealing with this don't seem to understand this. And it does worry me that there's going to be a lot of installers who did absolutely nothing wrong that are going to get fucked over because they just got a bad batch of chips. They have no way of vetting this. They have no way of knowing this. And it makes me feel bad for the installers. Yes, you have JJs that are just shit installers, but it's one thing when you have one person complaining about minor things and everyone else is giving good reviews, and one guy who seems to fuck up every piece of electronics that comes across him, including his own goddamn refrigerator. It's like, there's a major difference. And
Yo,
I think that's the bottom line here. From now, like, I this is my message to every installer: educate your customer. I hate, I get that I might start getting DMs saying, really, dude, you really think that's my job? Unfortunately, it is, because people don't want to do their own research.
Nah, you're preaching, man. Now, Magnus, can you go ahead and speak, sir? You were saying something, but being that you're on Facebook Messenger, we couldn't hear you. So go ahead. The floor is yours.
So I do that. And what that's the same is I grill my customers most of the time.
Okay.
Well, I say that when I first started off, I was. But then I started getting a whole bunch of messages and everybody went through with it. So I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna do a flat rate of what I'm gonna do a flat rate of. But at the beginning, I was grilling the people. I said, you know how to do this. Those questions that you just can't really Google. Okay. It's something along the lines of what is a NAND? What is a system NAND? What is a
Well, okay, I see where you're going with this. That's totally fair. I get where you're coming from. But again, any knowledge of the scene would have led you to realize that you're not. Yeah, you're correct. You're not going to find a lot of these answers on Google. You're going to find them in Discord servers. You're going to find them talking to people. You're going to find them talking to community members, and that's where you need to get a lot of your info from. That's how this scene works. I don't know a single person who has
before
ever
asking questions. I belong to a lot of forums and chat rooms. Do you know how many times I see the same questions posted? Oh, can I jailbreak this? No, you can't. And it's just the same fucking question every single
right.
day.
What I think needs to happen is a lot of modding area, because you can find a lot of modding guides just on the internet, right? That's fair. What they need to add is, listen, there's probably 2 people on this planet that have ever modded a system by just reading the guide. They just pull up a guide, buy the parts they might need, do it, and they never talk to a person about it. There's a very small amount of people that do that. Most people that do this, they're in Discord servers, they're on forums, they probably are meant to be on Facebook groups.
Yeah, I
That is
disagree with you though.
an effective prerequisite of joining most modding communities. I would say this, any Nintendo modding community especially. Yes, a lot of the Discord servers are pure and utter cancer. But when it comes to questions that you might have about what are HW flag chips, what is the NAND, how does one actually go about doing this mod? I can't do it, but I want to know what to expect when it's back. What are certain errors? All that is shit that it needs to be, and this is where I'm trying to take some blame off of you. It needs to be more clearly stated that this is necessary info for someone that wants to dive in. I don't think that we need to, that the scene should be gatekept, but it needs to be made clear that you need a baseline level of knowledge in order to, have someone do it for you. And if you want to, if you're not willing to pony up money to have someone else do it for you, then, like tiers of knowledge to have certain abilities to sort of navigate within the community. And I don't think it'll take a lot of knowledge to teach someone how to, that there's going to be, with OLED systems and patch systems, certain levels of sketchiness that you can't avoid. Therefore, don't have high expectations.
That's really pretty, but I hold on. I disagree with you fully on that.
You said you disagree with that, Leroy.
Yeah, because if I was an installer, it's not my job to teach somebody how to do shit. I'm just installing it and sending it out. If you sending it to me, you should know how to do your shit or learn. You know, if you go ahead and you teach somebody, you spend 20, 30 minutes teaching somebody, that's 20, 30 minutes today, 20, 30 minutes tomorrow. That's an hour. Like I sent myself, I sent 2 of my consoles, no, 3, to a couple people in this chat right now. You know what I mean? And I asked here and there, but I don't go fucking. Wait, is that baby?
No, that was Magnus said that's why.
That was Magnus. That was fuck off, Magnus.
Well, okay, fair enough. But the problem is, right? You're 100% correct. You should not be responsible for that. But look, I'm not saying that this is necessarily what happened with Kevin. But you got a lot of people that essentially are just hearing in some random place, hey, if you get this mod chip for your Switch, you can get a bunch of free games. And a lot of people are just jumping on that. They just want free Switch games. And so they're hunting out a modder to get their console modded so they can get free games. And I think, again, this ain't necessarily Kevin's fault, like what happened with Kevin specifically, but I hear a lot of installers are having shit go on with their clients. And it's because of a lack of knowledge. They just think you put in a magical device and you get your free games instantly. And it's not how it works. And I mean, the only other thing I could think of essentially is if you can detect that a person has a certain level of incompetence when it comes to this stuff, you just got to turn them down.
All right, now Magnus,
what was that?
I said when I talk to people before I even mod their systems, I tell them I do not install homebrew. I do not install games. That is something you have to learn. I will point you in the right direction of a Discord and a website, and from there you can ask questions.
That's exactly how you should do it. 100% agree with that.
I will answer those questions on the Discord because that's what I do. I've been doing that for the past 5 years of the Switch Live.
Oh, you preaching. That's
basically, look, if it were me doing it and I wanted to follow my own instructions, there you go. That's how I would do it.
See, Dead Specimen, this is the problem. I made a video guide on how to install Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on the PS4. You have to be on a hacked firmware, obviously. Dude, I'm not lying to you. I had people ask me, oh, it's not working. You know what I told them? Watch the video guide. That's why I spent $180 for an Elgato capture card to teach people how to do shit, because it's like, dude, people are lazy. They want to go from step 1 to step 100. They don't want to take the proper procedures of the firing order, how to do shit. And I told the guy, watch the video. He's like, oh yeah, I should have did that in the beginning. Well, no shit.
Y'all all saying a bunch of good points, and I do agree with them. But like Leroy said, and I mean, you got to think of that in a bunch of professions. Like he mentioned, you go to a mechanic. When you get your car back, you know, the mechanic's not saying, hey, by the way, you need to learn how to check your oil. You need to learn how to your mechanic's
exactly.
He's gonna say, here you go, bye-bye. He's not gonna say another thing to you. He's gonna say, this is what I
Nick, I'm gonna disagree with you on that a bit, right? Because we're not talking about going to a mechanic to, you know, get a part changed. You know, if that's all it was, if it was just sending your Switch out because it was broken and I don't know, you're out of warranty and someone else is willing to do it cheaper, right? That'd be one thing. I'm not expecting.
And you know what? I like that Specimen. I got you one better. You go to a mechanic and now you get a new stereo system or a new navigation system. You would expect that mechanic to show you how to use that navigation system. Is that
Yes, and that was going to be my point. We're adding features. Tell them, you know, they need to know how to use their new features. If I had a cap blow in my system and someone replaces the cap, I don't need them telling me how to detect if a cap's about to go bad. You know, that's unnecessary. Same thing if my fucking brakes go out. I don't need them telling me how my brakes work. Just fix the brakes, and you know, I'll know in 10 years if my brakes start acting weird. Okay, brakes are acting weird. Go get it fixed. That's all I need to know. But you said exactly
that makes customer rely on the installer for everything.
And then hit the MU name button, and then It loads up.
Leroy, I mean, that's not. Do what Magnus said. Just point him in the direction of a Discord. You don't necessarily need to teach. Maybe
No, that I agree.
Found
That I
me to do
agree.
your
That
install,
I
you
agree
already
with.
are in the group. If you found me to do your install, you're already in the modding group. There you are right there.
Yeah.
Why do
You're
I have to show you?
100% right. 100%
So
right.
at that point, all right, fair enough. At that point, you have no excuse. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you're just being inept on purpose. Is really the only thing I could think of.
And that's
Unless,
why
again,
people
the
got
only other
blocked
thing I
by
can think
me.
of though is you joined the group just to find an installer and you didn't look through anything. And at that point, yeah, that's your fault. You had all the info you could have found right there. So yeah, at that point, it's the customer's fault.
See, there is one
But look,
problem though,
when
when it comes to Nintendo Switch on YouTube. You can't find any good video guides because they're getting taken down. So, like for instance, like what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video guide on the Switch on how to do all this cool stuff and everything, but I can't label it Nintendo Switch. I have to come up with a code name, like how to hack a toaster or something, because Nintendo is going after all those videos. There used to be good video guides when back in the day when I was on the show with Nick when he had like 400 subscribers. There was a lot of great guides on there. Now they're all gone.
I remember that. I do.
Hey, Leroy, I'm not spoon feeding you no more. Fuck you.
Yeah, you deserve that, Leroy. You deserve that, man. And
Wait, what was that? I couldn't hear that. What was said?
he said,
I heard it.
You say "fuck you." That's all I heard. He just said "fuck."
God damn.
I heard
Was that Magnus said that? Who said that?
Yeah, it's all love though. It's all love.
I said I'll never
He don't mean that.
see him again.
He ain't spoon feeding no more. He done spoon.
Yo, where's my John Cena at, Nick?
He don't mean that.
And no lie, when I got on, I was so pissed I didn't have all the wrestling sounds, man. I just been doing too much, man. I'm one of them dudes that just do too much. I get off this shit and I gotta spick and span this whole fucking house for some big thing tomorrow.
Hey, bring Joshua Drake in.
Bullshit with me, man. It's always bull. But I got you on them sounds though, because I need it for me, not even for you.
I gotta get going though.
Hey, y'all cool.
Get him in. I need to hear him start ripping some ass.
We
They get BB in here.
Yo, BB is in. BB, you in here? What's up?
Yo, where's John Pond?
I messaged him, never heard back from him.
Hey, you know what? I actually spoke with John earlier. I told him I was going to be addressing this. I don't know if now would be better or to wait. He said, cool, address this. We can pick it up on next week or whenever. So he did write back. He was cool with it. But
Joshua Drake, John Pond's the admin of the forum I belong to and Eric used to belong to.
yeah, John Pond is like, and people want to speak John Pond because for me, I don't know. I hear it and I be feeling like, yo, John Pond, you can't even. You ever had one of those people like, yo, I fucking hate you? And you be like, what happened? You smiled at my girlfriend. You like, well, damn, I didn't. I was smiling at you, but I got that feeling with John. Like it was just it. You can slip up the slightest little, bam, your ass is gone. But at the same time, I do feel like sometimes you need a. No, I don't know.
Oh God.
Uh-oh. You can't see me. No, that is the.
Yo, I gotta go. I'm out, Nick.
Oh man, yo, enjoy.
Later.
Man.
Touch you later.
Later.
Man.
Fuck you, Leroy.
Yo, what the fuck? Come out.
That was nice. That John Cena music.
Hey, if you wanna see music that'll get Nick going, we just gotta get hold on, where is it?
What you gonna say, JJ? And yo, JD, tell your wife happy B-Day. Hold up. I'm gonna do it right. Shout out to the ladies.
There we go. I found it. There. Here's the music that'll get Nick going.
Hey, oh, how you know? They don't know that, Dr. Specimen. They don't know that, man. Nick, that was Nick banging and slanging on the block. Okay. I actually had a 6-pack. I actually had one. I got titties and all that. You know what I mean? All that. I don't even care. It's titties and all that. Yeah, I like it. That's just way roll. I'm still sexy. Yeah, I'm still sexy. Man, other than that, man, I ain't got much else. I am going to go ahead. I gotta piss like hell. I could leave you guys, but I gotta get start cleaning some other shit. So we are.
Did he pull Joshua Drake in here so we could scream at each other for?
Yeah, Joshua Drake is in here. He's in the house.
Oh, he is?
Joshua Drake's here. JD.
What up?
There you go.
Oh, there you are.
He's here, man. Dead Specimen said he got. So, is there anything you got to address, Dr. Specimen?
Oh, no. He was actually agreeing with me. I just wanted him in here.
Yeah, JD be, morality when it comes to that, he just call it down the line. So I like the way he said, man, my man had some services rendered and he ain't paying nothing. That's it. That's all he said. He ain't even go no further. So I'm with JD. And I agree with everybody. I think if my own personal opinion, just so I can lay out my own personal opinion, because everybody say theirs, I'm gonna say mine. I do think, Kevin should just use the system. I think he should have just left it where it is and take it as a learning lesson, because the matter is you cannot get your switch back. He could have scammed you. He could have not done all that. And not only that, you came forward to the podcast. Eric came forward and stepped back. So even through all that, Eric came back here. Do you know how it is to come back to some shit that you ain't even wanted? You know what I mean? You got to face the fire. Eric did it. He came back. He faced everybody, said, yo, I fucked up, bro. I fucked up. Go ahead, whatever. You know what I mean? Dan went through, and for it to end like this, that's why I feel bad. That hurt. That hurt, man.
I don't think either person is totally in the wrong. I don't think either person's totally in the right.
I hear you.
I think everyone here's made good points. I don't see. I don't really see anyone who kind of just totally speed bullshit. So I don't know.
Yo, Nick, you got to pin that comment from Magnus.
Let's pin that. Let's see what it says. Who is going to be willing to work on it? I would bet he wouldn't like my price.
Magnus, what would be Magnus? What would be if I asked you what would your price be?
Yeah, Magnus not gonna give you the same price. I'm sure Kevin got a new price. Hey, what did Fat Joe be saying? Yesterday's price is not.
Magnus is gonna pull some bullshit and be like, "Hey, if you ask for." Yeah, for me. He's going to pull some bullshit like, well, because it's you, I'll get you a whole Switch OLED and it's shipped for $5. You want a $5 footlong or a Switch OLED?
Oh, gosh, man.
You pay for shipping and the chip, that's all you...
See, there you go. You got your hook good, man. I would say this.
What I do right now, I'd be hooking them up with the regular Switch, buying them one of them $24.99 magnifying glasses that go on top from Amazon, and said, "There's your OLED." I pulled Jack down on that.
No, because I think that like the OLED, like I think the OLEDs, right? The O's are organic, and I think the organic is because they're like carbon. So here's what you do: you take a mechanical pencil, you grind up some of the graphite, and then just put it on top of regular Switch. Call it OLED.
This is my feeling. Let's say later on, no fault of Eric, on his part. Let's say Kevin drops his Switch and something gets messed up on the inside. No one's going to touch his Switch. No one, unless somebody overseas will. That doesn't follow the scenes. No one's going to.
Sure. The way Kevin he got the money, man. Money talks. Money talks. Somebody might be down.
No one's ever gonna send me their Switch because I'm gonna be the dude who draws like a dick inside of the Switch.
Hey, they like, why do I have a fucking penis and nut theme? Like, I don't want to. Time I turn on my Switch, dude, turn this shit off, and you can't.
I'll make it to where all their game icons. It's just all the game icons are just stretched down the shape of a dick.
Yo, and it's easy to change, but it's like not easy to change for somebody who don't know. Oh, that's so wrong, man. Y'all so evil. So anyway, any last words for BB? Where you been? I see BB now. I let him in a couple times. There he goes.
You guys see me?
What's up?
Can you guys?
Yo, I brought you in a couple times, man. What happened?
No, the goddamn computer. I couldn't talk.
Oh, okay. All right. Good to see you, man. Where you? Oh, BB, you in the dungeon, man. Stop doing that, BB. Don't hurt us like that, man. Don't hurt us. Look at that. I see back there, BB. That's too much you working on, man. What you got? Hispanic Lives Matter. Let's go, BB.
All right, BB.
Let's go, baby. I like it a little sazon, baby. Okay. Poquito español. I got a little bit. Okay. I'm learning.
Right. Fuck, bro. What the fuck, man?
What? Yo, BB. Let me ask, BB. What do you think of all this, man? How do you feel? Who do you feel right, wrong? What do you feel about this?
You know who's to blame? I'm speaking the truth.
Who?
It's the group. That group has 33,000 people. Admin. And the only thing he does best is just ban people. You have one installer, and he was an admin, right? And he was and doing a whole bunch of he was an admin. I'm not gonna say name, but you know who it is. Do some bow-legged shit with the switches. And then you have somebody in the same group. So they're already down to one installer in that group. Last time you asked who he was favoring, if he had a favorite person, it's Mr. Customer asks, where can I find an installer? John Paul replies right away, Dave. Who the fuck is Dave? But it's always Dave. 3 installers from that group. Fuck up. John Paul is not doing background checks right. And he said he was going to show up today. Where is he? And he banned somebody for defending another person. Think about it. And then it took him a whole week to apologize. Think about it. John Paul already had. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. John Paul he has a best installer, Dave. And Joe, I'm sorry, but because John Paul never knew about the group, about Nick Moses, so you have him. They're fucking up our group.
Can you repeat,
where is he?
Nick, can you repeat what he said he's breaking up?
Yes,
man.
It is. It's breaking up. It's breaking up. It is breaking up. Yo, what I'm gonna do, BB? You got Facebook. I can call you on Facebook too. How about that?
Go ahead.
I'll call you on Facebook.
You won't see me.
We can hear you. Oh, we ain't gonna see you though. You know what? I'm gonna try to video chat. We'll try video chat.
Did you give him the restream? The restream crashed for me in Firefox. I had to use Opera.
You know what? It might be that. It might be just trying a different browser or something. But
yeah, to use a different web browser for Firefox wasn't working for me. I had to go to Opera.
I use Firefox.
All right, here we go. So I went ahead and I'm calling you. I'm calling you. I'm gonna bring you up.
Hello.
All right, there we go. So I'm gonna do video. All right. Hold up.
Can you see me?
Just share the video.
Can you see me?
Share video. All right. Turn on.
I don't know if I'm in the group of that.
Well, I can't. Oh, damn. My camera's being accessed. I forgot. I actually am using my camera right now. So it's not letting me turn it on. But why can't I see you? That's kind of bogus, though. You know what I mean?
I put the camera on.
It tells me to turn camera on to see you. Oh, that's so dirty. Hold on. Let me see something. It's got to be something here. Come on, man. Camera Elgato screen link. Let's do it. Let's see if it works. Okay. Let's see. Did I lose? Let's see. We still good on the restream. All right, we still good. I'm gonna try to turn it on. Let's see how we work. No bueno. It's probably because I'm using the camera right now and I'm live on it.
You know what? If you have me in thing, I can join the party, right? And see me, but I won't talk in the party, right?
Yeah, we can see you. We can. I mean,
yeah, I can hear you coming in much clearer now.
We can hear you clear as day. You sound super clear. So, BB, I want you to double down, man. Explain. You were saying about the group. You feel like it's the group, and you were stating that you went in on one of the admins, the way they're kind of handling things that you don't agree with, and you believe this is all because of the way the group is being handled. Can you go in more in depth on what you were explaining about that?
All right. Now, what I'm saying is, I don't blame none of the installers. I blame the group because think about it. Every customer's found their installer from that group. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a third party, find them in the Craigslist or OfferUp. It was from that same group. The 33,000 people in that group. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of people.
you had one installer there who was the admin who was breaking switches, and then we cracked him down and he got kicked out. Then we have another installer doing some bootlegged shit on switches, and he got blamed too. And then you have another installer stealing other people's customers. Think about it. All that's happening in that group. And the only thing that John Paul does is just ban people. He just banned someone from the group for defending someone else. And then it took him a whole week to apologize to this gentleman. That's some crazy shit. And then he said he's going to show up in his show and talk. Where is he?
Now, I will speak for John on this one. I actually told John that I was going to be covering this Kevin and Eric debacle. And after speaking with Kevin agreed that he would like to come on first and speak, because John did want to come on, but I told him, being that Kevin wanted to come on first and speak, we'll postpone it until next week. So that's all for my end. For John, I can't say why he's not in the chat. Maybe he's sitting back watching. Okay?
Yeah, no, I PM'd him a while ago. I haven't heard back from him, but here's the deal. By me, it's 10:30. John is, I think, 4 or 5 hours behind the time, so I think it's like maybe 4:30. I don't know. Everybody's on different time zones. So hard to remember. I know Nick is behind me by an hour, I think.
I think though, like as far as the group and the installers and shit, I think that they should make it like a little more strict for you to become an installer. It shouldn't be just. Now hold on, because I pointed this out when I was. Hold on. I pointed this out when I was an admin in the group. I said, yo, I think they should make whoever wants to become an installer, that's fine though. Just make sure that they show like a stamp with their word that says like, okay, such and such does this. You know what I mean? This is my, because I could go ahead and take a picture of everybody's work and say, yo, I'm an installer, and send it to everybody, and boom, I'm a trusted installer all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? I think it should be a little more strict for somebody to become an installer. It shouldn't be like a couple pictures and boom, you met the criteria.
Yeah, no,
I'm honestly surprised. Yeah, somebody hasn't stolen a couple switches. Legit.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I would have put my nuts on the line on that.
Because what happens was I have people. Well,
like I said, John Paul's not doing a fully background check. It's too much.
No. It's not even like a crazy ass background check, and I don't think that's John's fault. I think like everybody should come to terms and say like, okay, you know what?
How's the mic now?
Oh shit, he's gonna tell me to suck a dick.
All right, gentlemen. No, like I was saying, figure out if this legit business, side hustle, and all this, you know. But for real, it sounds like y'all are trying to find a way to vet exactly the experience that everybody has with this, you know. Like MTR was saying, experience, good experience, bad experience, this and that. But and it's not that you want it to be a business, because, you know, some of the things are not really legit in the government's eyes, which I think is some bullcrap, because, you know, if you buy it, it's your property, modify it as you will. That's what I believe in. But, you know, you're trying to find a way to vet what you're doing, you know, that you do such a great job, and the word of mouth is speaking for you. But you got idiots out there that just, you know, in this sense, like, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say it, but oh boy, it sounds like he just had it out from the beginning. To me, that's just my judgment after hearing all the evidence. The proof is in the pudding. Eric had the videos, the pictures, stuff like that. Minute little things probably do get on people's nerves. A screen protector, like Dad said, you know, some simple things like that. But going back to the thing at hand, trying to vet everybody to do, you ought to have a portfolio built up of your work, kind of like tattoo artists do.
No, you're right about that.
Exactly.
What they should do is, you know, maybe us and other people and other groups be like, hey, okay, if you want to be a trusted installer or get on the installation list, send your device to the admin there, and, you know, get proof of confirmation, everything. The groups are very tight when it comes to admins and moderators. I just PM'd the PS4/PS5 hacking scene. They have more members than we do. They've got 44K. We have 34K. I told them a little bit about myself. I sent them like a little bit of resume or whatever. I never heard back from the group. The groups are too tight. That's the problem. They need to be a little more looser. Like, hey, look, somebody else wants to come in the group and wants to, do video guides or whatever, or be an installer. They should try to, let that person come in. The only reason why I got into the group was because I guess John and maybe some other older admins and older moderators saw the work that I was doing and said, let's recruit this person. You really have to prove yourself to be in these groups.
Okay. Now, one other thing I was going to kind of say, because I know, Joe, you're kind of up under there, and I hate to put you on the spot here, but with John being the page owner, it is kind of pretty much, or the creator and owner, his way or the highway in a sense. But is he looking at a vision of the page with it growing and all as kind of having like a little board of members that can vote on things? Because, I mean, just throwing the band hammer down, I mean, if you're looking what the ideal definition of justice would be, you'd want a group of people kind of voting on it, a democracy, so to speak, or I guess a republic, or whatever you want to call it. Webster's Dictionary's definition of it is to decide the fate of somebody, not just one person.
Well, I agree with you, but it's kind of like with the page. Like, it's kind of like, he's the admin of the page, the master admin, whatever you want to call him. It's his rules, it's his page. I have private chat rooms, it's my chat rooms. It's like somebody's arguing, whatever, and I feel like it's on my side or on their side. I'll just boot the person, not say anything, because it's basically you're the creator of the page or the owner of the page. It's like me with being the boss of the restaurant. Yeah, if I want to fire somebody, I'm going to fire somebody. I just fired somebody a couple days ago. Why? Because I'm the owner. It doesn't matter about democracy or whatever. Because you're the one who's in charge, you're the creator. That's how I feel about it,
Yeah, because I said that last week. It was his, and he's the alpha and omega. So that's why I was wondering what he had pretty much, had he ever said something like that to y'all, or is he like the man?
I'm not going to mention the names because I'm not sure if I'm able to mention names or not. But there's a few of us, and we have a discussion when we ban somebody. That could be an installer, or that can be just a moderator, mostly for the installers and moderators. We'll all talk about it and we'll come to a decision. Okay, we're going to keep this person or we're going to get rid of this person. For instance, I'm not going to mention the person's name, but I think we just added a overseas installer, a new one, not Dave, a new one. And we all talked about everything like, okay, yeah, we're going to go with this guy. He seems pretty cool. It's just everything has to be unanimous with everything. That's how it works in groups and stuff, But
that's the thing right there. That's the thing right there. You guys got somebody and it's like, okay, this person seems pretty cool. Everybody seems pretty cool. I mean, from pictures and shit. But it is about the work, because now it's about the customers. You know what I mean? JJ looked pretty cool when they added him.
Right. Anybody could send pictures of anything and say, hey, I'm the best installer. I had people, no lie, I had like hundreds of people messaging me, hey, Joe, can you install a mod chip on my Switch? I'm like, you're hitting up the wrong tree there, son. I'm like, you got to reach out to Eric and JJ and the other people back in the day. Because I'm like, I'm not going to lie to the person. I'm not going to steal anybody's stuff. You know, that's fucked up because you can do that so easily.
What would y'all say would be a good test for someone to say they are officially an installer? Because I've done an install video, right? I have an install video. I actually was physically doing it. Would you say everybody pictures is not good enough now? Is it video only?
No, you know what would be great, Nick, to do a live stream. I mean, I'm sorry, not a live stream, a private video, and say, have your name written down on a word.
Yes. Yes.
My name and whatever, and actually do that and send the video to him privately and show your work and stuff. I can take a picture and Photoshop my name in there and say, oh yeah, I installed a mod chip on the PS6. That people don't fucking know.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, do a video, and this is like, oh, I want to be an installer. Fine. You want to be an installer, send a video of fucking December. We're in December. Boom, December. Your name, bam, 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 bam. Look, this is the work that I do. Send a couple videos like that, and then people can see like, oh shit, like, dude, when I was an admin, people used to send me videos, and you remember, Joe, there was fucking people. Oh, I want to be an installer. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I'm an admin. I'm not an installer.
Yeah.
So I will send that shit to Eric. I'm like, yo, this is you. What you think?
Yeah.
I would literally just forward the shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at.
I hear him on that. I would feel the same way. Like, okay, so for instance, somebody mentioned just because you can install a mod chip doesn't make you like an installer, if that makes sense. So
I agree with you because here's the deal. JJ would message me all the time and say, "Hey, this file isn't working, with the switch, and this is not working." I'm saying to myself, "Son of a bitch, you have more experience than I do installing a mod chip, and you can't get files to work." But then again, I'm thinking of it differently. I'm saying to myself, "Well, I'm really good with software, and he's really good with hardware. Everybody has their own abilities and stuff. I think I can install mod chips. I just need to practice and get the right equipment." But is that something I'm going to do? No, I just don't have the time. And you got to learn that stuff. That doesn't happen overnight, especially with micro soldering. That's like fighting a boss level. You don't mess with micro soldering unless you really know what you're doing. You have to do stuff in stages, work with easy stuff, then get harder and harder. In my opinion, the two hardest systems are to do is to do an OLED and install a donor chip on a PS4 to flash over a firmware. You can do that, but it's extremely difficult to do, and not a lot
that
of
should
people
look good
talk
though. That
about
should
it,
look good.
and not a lot of people know about it. It's very difficult to do. I mean, you have to have I think probably Magnus and probably Eric can pull off that scheme, and Dave. I'm sure I'm forgetting some people here.
Joe, about the donor.
Yeah.
Understanding.
Oh, what's up, guys?
What's up, Christopher?
Don't mind the boss. Keep going, Mag. It's the boss.
What's up, man?
DJ C Money in the house.
Yeah, C Money in the house. Continue, Mag. Don't mind C Money. What you...
From my understanding, the PlayStation dump your play firmware.
Yes, 100% right.
In order to go back and forth.
Yeah, then you need to install that chip. From what I've read, and I just watched some guides on it just out of fun. I'm like, that looks really, really difficult to do. That looks like the same difficulty level as doing the OLED, because you have so much of a chance of breaking it.
Hey, you know what? I'll be honest. Dr. Specimen was on here. He was saying a couple of things.
I think it'd be easier to do it than bigger.
Okay, and see, he brings up a good point because he knows what he's talking about.
Points. I'm with him on them points, man. The points are a lot bigger. I have messed with those small micro soldering points, and it takes a steady hand. And I think that's the big difference. You can be a little shaky on these bigger points, but when you start having these small points, those shaky hands can lead to, little slip ups here and there that you have to clean up, which is a lot harder to clean up being so much smaller. So, no, I might be with him. I might be with him on that. So, Dr.
Yo, Nick, didn't you have to pee like an hour ago?
Yo, my piss has been sitting. You know how we roll? Dudes can hold their piss forever, man. We be somewhere else and like, yo, I gotta pee. It'll be an hour later, and then you know how it is. We piss for like 5 minutes.
No lie. I had to take a piss the other day, and I got stuck on the line. I couldn't pee for 4 hours.
Yo, when you wind up peeing, it come all out, man. We good. We ain't women. Women got them small. Ooh, I gotta go and be peeing, going all that. We don't do that, man. We good. We'll pee outside of the tree. Okay, we good. But nonetheless, man. One thing I'm gonna say, and we will go ahead but Dr. Specimen had said he doesn't believe in gatekeeping, but he did mention some things that people need to know. And I know myself, being like a hobbyist, like someone else mentioned, I looked into a lot of these things even before I had someone do it. So I knew about it, and I will always see if I can do it before I send it off to someone. If I feel at any point I'm going to damage something, then at that point I send it to someone, but at least I already know exactly what I want them to do. So if I was taking my car to a mechanic at this point, I would already have seen the type of brakes, or I would have already seen the, type of motor mounts that they're putting on. I would have, these things I would have already been knowledgeable on. Do you guys agree to some point that there is some basic level of knowledge, or do you think, like Leroy said, which I'm with too, somebody just says, hey, bro, I hit the lottery yesterday. I got $9 million. I want to give you $1,000 to give me a Switch.
No, I agree with you because back in the day, about maybe 8 or 9 years ago, I wanted to get my 360 done. I couldn't find anywhere to find an installer to do my 360. I got lucky. I went onto ioffer.com. I found an installer. He was great. He got my stuff back to me back and forth super quickly. I said, hey, I need my 360 flash with LT 3.0. Can you do it for me? He said, sure, no problem. A few weeks later, I told him, hey, I need I think it was called a BenQ drive. I need it flat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, either BenQ or Light. I forget the name of the drive, the burner.
Drive or BENQ. That's how.
I told him I need you to flash the special firmware onto the DVD drive for me so I can burn the 360 ISO images. He's like, okay, I got you hooked up because I knew what I was asking for. I asked him nicely and he did it for me. Paid the money. It was great. He knew what I wanted to do. You gotta kind of like know what you want to do with things. Just not magically, hey, I need to do this and that. You need to, do research. That's what I did. I didn't have the tools and really know how to do it. And I found somebody and I got lucky.
I am out though, because I really got to pee though.
Yo, I got to pee too. So we're going to go ahead. Yo, I'm going to just go ahead and last words for everybody before we out. I'm going to let the boss talk his piece too. Boss. Yo, what's up? Man? Leroy out. He said he had to piss. He had to piss. You know what? We pee up, man. Drinking and stuff. Boss man, how did you enjoy the show?
Yo, I missed it. Ryan tomorrow. So
Ryan birthday tomorrow. Yo, tell Ryan I said happy birthday from Nick Moses 05 Gaming Podcast. Ryan is his brother. That's his brother.
What's going on, Christopher? How you been?
Man, you know what? I've been ill lately. What's up, Chelsea? How about you?
What up, man? You know
Nick, he's got the power to shut down the whole show.
Yo, he got the power, man. He comes on here, man. I let him know every time I speak with him, man. You run the show, man.
Don't forget to be so happy.
Yo,
like and subscribe to Nick Moses 05 podcast on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes. Admin Joe, too. He got the page. Admin Joe. He got a Steam Deck videos, everything. Check it out. CJ Money, man. We gonna ride this thing up. Man. Take us out. Last words. You got it, DJ C Money. What are you gonna say right now to take out the MoFam audience? Let's go.
Man. First of all, Nick, I got a question for you.
God damn, you boss man. Boss man. What is going on? All right, what's the question? I'm playing with you. What's going on? What's the question?
Making me wild, man. But I invited somebody on here. Does she ever think on here? Her name is Jenny.
Jenny?
My friend Jenny.
Oh,
yeah.
Snap. Jenny?
Oh, come on, man.
Yo, Nick, you got
Yes, perfect timing. I've been waiting to use that. Jenny came along and I understand. I understand what you mean. DJ C Money.
No, that man.
Okay.
My bad.
And you say we just a friend. And you say we just a friend. Oh, baby. You know that one. You got what I need. Yes, we know. I appreciate yo, DJ C Money. We out like my man Leroy said. I gotta pee. I'm sure we all gotta pee. Joe,
I'll catch you guys later.
Maybe behind you.
Who behind
you?
Oh, that's BB. BB still here. He chilling. He's doing a thug dizzle. You know what I mean? He said everybody be so
How you been?
Yo, BB, you hear him?
Hey,
hello. I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
You said
so happy.
Yo, that's so
happy. I was waiting to that.
Yo, BB, appreciate you, man. Yo, appreciate y'all tuned in, man. Y'all know how we do, man. We gonna pick this shit up later, but I